Oh, hello, Joey. You're the first one. I kind of think I've seen your name here before. Have you been with us before? Marielos, ¿cómo estai? David, you missed it by this much. Good to see you all. Aso, long time no see. Excuse me. Wow. Krila, you haven't been here for a long time. Now, tell me, guys, how is the lighting here? Is it better, or more light would be better? How is it seen out there? Thank you, David. Thank you. Rashid, hello, dear. I've been around once in a while, at least on the weekends, Rashid. I think you were too busy. Glad to see you here. Aso says, I miss you so much, Mehran. Then if you miss me, where were you when we were having our talks here with everybody else? Good to see you here. And Joey says, I've been here many times. I haven't been here in about a month, though. Yeah, there we go. See, the Rodfather, I'm back. Good to see you back. Asu says, I had some issues, Mehran. Oh, okay. You had issues. Did you want a tissue? Or did you handle it well? More light would be better, Rashid says. You are lighting, man. It looks normal, maybe a bit darker. Oh, okay, then hang on, guys. I have a fix for that. I thought it looked better, that's why. Is it better? Joy says you have a great memory, Mehran. Well, thank you very much. Well, you know, I truly, I do love the people that I talk about these subjects with, and I do care, and I like to remember them, especially if they're like, you know, the caliber that we all are here, pleasant, eager to learn and share. And so that's why, to me, it's something good to remember. So when something feels good, you actually become better at it, including remembering people. You always remember good people, circumstances that you meet them, discuss things with them, because it is their energy that you remember. It's not really their face, it's how they affect you. And everybody on these talks affects me positively. They're respectful, kind, want to learn. They're there to figure out things, and they also are genuinely happy to be part of these conversations and enhance their knowledge about themselves. And to me, I appreciate it because it gives me the opportunity to share what I want to share and hope to be able to have a positive effect on people's lives with the things that I have experienced and learned and researched in life. After 63 years, I should have come to know a thing or two, and I'm delighted that I have this opportunity to talk to you guys and help as many as I could in learning about ourselves. It's not about me being any kind of a guru or any kind of a shit like that. It's about having understood certain things in my life, having understood certain relationship between our energy and energy of the universe, having understood that for us to function the best, we got to understand how the psyche works, what is the effects of thoughts and consciousness and fear and desire and ego on our day-to-day feelings and emotions and how we negotiate our daily lives. And if these secrets are no longer a secret, it's best to share it with everybody as much as I know. And for that, I'm doing whatever I can. Live talks, turning my expensive books into really cheap ebooks that everybody can afford. Obviously, that has no economic agenda in the ebook version. But the consultation and the print versions, well, that's something economically viable. So for me, it is a pleasure, and it is my way of thinking this is what I'm here in this world to do. And I'm convinced of that. In other words, I'm unanimous on that. There was a program on British TV I really liked. It was, the lady's name was Hyacinth, and she was just quite of a cuckoo, but at the same time she had a good heart. And when she wanted something done and her opinion to support herself, she would say, I'm unanimous on that. Anyhow, Alexandra, hello dear, good to see you. Let me see who's here while I was chatting my head off about being happy to be with you guys. Now, have you guys figured out something to help the channel? Somehow, some news outlet, TV, radio, something that you could promote what we do here, something about the books. Maybe you find an article in the book that you like, my book, and you introduce it to them. Maybe somehow, I don't know, you send them an ebook, or however you can to get us be put in the right place in this map of the world. You know, there are lots of channels that don't really have much of a content, but they've got like, I don't know, 500,000-600,000 subscribers. And all of you keep telling me that we deserve to have 1 million subscribers, but we can't do it without you. Keep sharing the videos that you can in your social media. Find connections that want to write articles on a newspaper on us, or TV, radio, something to interview with me, and we get the word out, and you know, we get the books known and so on and so forth. I think that's the ticket to promote what we do, and we can reach more people, help more people, and also get our agendas closer to fruition. All right. Rashid said, I've been watching your live after being uploaded because I didn't have any question to ask. Okay, good, good. I keep watching, he says. The Ralph says, hi, hello. David says, oh yes, such as David Mail 23, Dallas, Texas. Yes, thank you for the protocol, reminding everybody that we do need to know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and if you're a man or a woman, especially if you're asking a question. In other words, the question will not be attended to if there is no such information attached to it. And there we go. Roxana. Hello, Roxana. Good to see you, dear. Long time no see. Asso says, let's see why this is not moving. Ah, there we go. Asso says, Mehran, I've been really depressed lately. I was diagnosed by an adjustment disorder, but in a normal degree. Also was asked for a family, thereby would you talk about it? Any advice? I'm sorry, so explain more. I don't understand. So, in other words, you react too sharply to things, you're affected beyond the level you should be affected by things. Is that what's going on when you say adjustment disorder? I wait for your response. Rashid said, I'll get married in a few days. Oh, my condolences. No, my congratulations. I hope you have made the right choice and you're as happy as you should be. Can you give me a quick piece of advice? I love my girl and I really want to live with her in harmony. Well, if you love her, don't smother her with constantly telling her, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because I don't care how wonderful and wise and worldly she is, she gets a big head. Just imagine if she would constantly tell you, I love you, I love you, I love you, all day long, for whatever you did. Eventually you start thinking that you're some big shit. And eventually you start thinking you're too good for her. I mean, you know, then you start in a selfish way abusing her love and attention, meaning you become selfish. You become a person who thinks, I've got it all and I'm too good for her and she must love me. Why not? You know, it goes into your head. So in order for that, she needs to balance it out, meaning to be nice and cordial to you, but not necessarily constantly do everything and pay too much attention. And I'm not saying to be rude or ignore the ones you love, not at all. Be emotional, be kind, be warm, be attentive, be caring, be unselfish. These are given. But don't overdo it, because the one that you're pouring that love and attention to is a human being and is conditioned to seek more importance, to become more. Her ego comes into the picture. And then if she really gets into herself and believes that there is a specific reason that why you love her so much, not because you're so good and kind person and a good husband, she may think, not that she will, just some may think that you're so wonderful to them because they are so amazingly great, out of this world, out of your league, too good for you. So bring balance to life, both of you. Show love, show your responsibilities, duties, care, attention, attentiveness, unselfishness, all the good things. But don't become a gopher. You know, keep it balanced. Keep it balanced. Don't be a dominant asshole, but at the same time, don't be a doormat either. Somewhere in between, both of you will be able to find a happy medium and be a team, cooperating. Don't expect her to say yes to everything you do or you say. And remember, just because you love her so much, as you said, it doesn't mean that you should now be entitled to her not loving herself and just to become a yes man to you. Anything you say, yes. Yes, dear. Yes, and if she doesn't, suddenly she's the worst thing in the world, because you condition yourself to have a stooge, to have a person who would comply to every one of your wishes in order to be favored with your attention and love. Because when you give that much out, you expect. And you say, I tell her I love her, so she must not shine my shoes. These are the unhealthy expectations that's going to ruin the marriage, regardless of the fact that you think you love her. You're going to suffocate her or expect overly too much from her, and you expect things like, silly things, obedience and all that. I'm not talking about the bedroom. Bedroom is a different story. Between you two, do whatever the heck it is you want to do. But when you're in real life, don't expect just because you love her so much in your heart and you show, now you expect her to be totally selfless and only for you. That's going to be a beginning of a hard, difficult journey. Balance, balance, balance in everything. Okay, I said enough here. Maybe you get a few points here and there. Rashid. Let's see, where was I? Don says, oh my gosh, just come onto YouTube and saw your live. Hello, lovely Mehran. Hello, lovely Don. Hope you are well. Thank you very much. Good to see you here, dear. When someone cuts off, I gotta see the rest of that. That was alarming start. Lisette Wagner says, when someone cuts off communication with you and you don't know why, is the testing to do to cut communication with them as well? I'm sorry, I lost it. When someone cuts off communication with you, and you don't know why, is the testing to do? Is it testing? You mean, or are you saying, is it good? Is it right to cut communication with them as well? If the question is, if someone cuts communication with you, should you also cut communication with them? Well, obviously, naturally, if you guys are friends or you're in a relationship, I don't know what the circumstances here, but you do want to inquire, to discuss, to communicate. Say, hey, what's going on? If it's in friend zone or in relationship zone, I don't know what the zone is, or is it same gender, like, you and your friend, the girlfriend, just having a quarrel or miscommunication, or is it you and your boyfriend, or in a relationship somehow? I don't know that, but regardless of what it is, you would inquire naturally that, hey, what's going on? You are being quiet. Is there something wrong, something that I don't know about, something you want to talk about? Because as long as you don't talk about it, I would know what it is that is bugging you. Perhaps we can discover it together and figure out what was done or not done. Was it fair or not fair? What reaction was acceptable or not? But unless we talk, we can't figure it out. Or is it your way of telling me that you don't want to be friends with me anymore? Either way, you make it clear, and we will do our best to figure it out and see what's best for both of us. And then, if she still or he still doesn't respond, yeah, move on. Kila says, do you read chat? Do I read chat? Kila, are you bringing some? Do you read chat? What does that mean? Kila Cam. What is that other comment? You are a queer, no life loser. What kind of comment is that? Who is Kila? Kila, you better show your intentions, because it's inappropriate, your comments here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a timeout to chill a little bit. All right, Dawn. Rashid says, Don says, lol, condolences. You too. Well, you know, I'm sure Rashid is in good spirit and he understands we are kidding around with him. Aso says, I'm 23 years old girl, Oman, university student. Okay. Ram Shankar. Hello, sir, he says. I got no other way. I have to see my ex every day in my life. Really? So your thought has decided that you have to see your ex. Where is this have to come from? Is it a decree by some god, or is it how the universe has communicated to you in your sleep, or some magnificent elation took you somewhere amazingly extraordinary place of magic, and have put in your head that this is what you must do, worship your ex, see her in your life? Or is it just your thought that thinks that, you know, you want to because you can't understand that it's not a big deal to have a breakup? He says, it's been 3 months we broke up. How to move on from her? How? Ram, I have over 1,100 videos on this channel, and they're all geared to help you to understand what happened in your psyche, why you feel the way you do after breakup, and how to handle it and how to move on. So but you know, soon I will have a package with 52 videos, and would be added to as we go along if something specific geared for that topic is produced by me. From time to time I will add it, and that package will have about, I don't know, a few good pages of explanation that you can read and understand certain things, and then you can watch those 52 selected videos out of 1,100. And once I come up with that package and package it properly, it will be for a fee that we talked about it with everybody. It would be like a 20 hours of consultation. Instead of costing you $2,000, it will be costing you something like $58 or something like that. We talked about friends the other day about how fairly we price it, and I think it's going to make life easier for everyone. It will be an ultimate cure for breakups, by understanding your psyche and what is going on, and the knowledge will set you free. And rather than thinking that I have to see her, who brought this have to? Who? It is your thoughts, and thoughts are stupid. They roam around the consciousness, pick up things based on what brings pleasure to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what you should be doing. It just brings pleasure, and which is the byproduct of desire. Fulfilling your desire, achieving pleasure, therefore fluffing your ego and feel good about yourself, rather than genuinely go out and see what happened, what it is like that, and what opportunities are out there, and what control you have, which is all of it, and how you can move on in your life. That would be a package that I'm working on, and it should soon be available on YouTube. It will be a locked package, and then you will just pay that fee, and then it will be open to you, and you will enjoy. And by the time that you finish those videos, which you should use one every day, or 2 every day, or 3 every day, within a couple of weeks, you should be able to be free from your amazing experience of breakup by the way of knowledge about your psyche. What is the role of your thoughts, role of your consciousness? What is the role of your fear, your desire, your ego? How do they play a game, and how they make you feel, act, and react in what you're going through? And that is the real way of being free and moving on and building a better life and happier life for yourself after breakup. So let's see. Rashid says, thank you, Mehran. You're welcome. You're welcome. All the best for you. And make sure you be a good husband. Nobody goes wrong by showing love and attention, fairness and kindness. And I'm sure you seem to be on that path and heading that way anyhow. Just be balanced. Don says, I adore you. Oh my goodness, I'm so delighted somebody adores me. You do make me laugh on Facebook. Oh, good. Have you guys had a chance to watch my most recent upload called Fear? How it is born, what brings it to life? And the magnificent thumbnails that Olga did for us, it shows something really nice. It's like I'm looking like this, and the fear is written here between my hands, and there's a electrical current just going towards the fear, and it's just wonderful. I think one of the best thumbnails that we have. I hope you guys get a chance to watch it. It's only 12 minutes and 1 second, and so it should be okay if you guys have a chance to take a look at it. Ralph says, I've been enjoying... Ooh, lost it. I've been enjoying the channel for a few weeks now. Been in no contact with an ex for 4 months, and the no contact brought huge anxiety because we ended things so abruptly without closure. Listen, let me answer every part of your comments here. First of all, you need to tell me how old you are, where you're tuning in from, and if you're a man or woman. I believe you're a man because your picture I can see. But I need to know where you're tuning in from and how old you are. That will help me to address it more age appropriate, and at the same time the angles that I would think you would have the background to understand it better, so I can deliver it better. So until you give me that, I will move on to the next. Yeah, I don't know who this Kila Cam is. He's full of inappropriate expressions. I have put him on timeout for 300 seconds. And if he does that again, then I'll just remove him. We don't get anyone nasty or troublesome here. We had a couple and they realized this is not their place. They never showed up again. And Kila, you're welcome to enjoy our conversations if you want to be appropriate and understand that this is a positive forum to help us understand how our psyche works. But if you want to be interruptive or abusive, there is no place for it. What are you going to gain? You're going to gain what? 20, 30 people here send a negative energy by discarding you and figuring out your character is not suitable to this little community. So why are you sowing such negativity rather than enjoy the conversation? And if you don't like it, by all means, it's your right. Just go to another channel. Why do you have to sit somewhere and start cussing people and be disrespectful. Nothing is gained through wasting your time, and people will stop liking you, where you could make new friends here. So it's up to you. We'll see how it goes. Roxana says, Dear Mehran, I'm getting disconnected a lot, but I just gotta ask this. I like a guy for about a month now, but I just don't know if he's dragging me along with him or is just scared of commitment. Okay, if someone is scared of commitment and that's what you want, commitment, well, he's not the right person for you, right? If he's dragging you along, why would you want to be around someone who's not honest and is dragging you around, wants to use you until whatever, I don't know, for his pleasure or his ego, whatever the hell it is? Why would you hang around and hold on to that string to be dragged on? Get control of the situation, meaning point blank, tell the guy, listen, what's going on? You want to play a game? I'm not for it. You find something interesting here between us? Let's see where it goes. Otherwise, neither I'm interested to waste my time, and not that I'm expecting anything from you, but to waste my time thinking what kind of game you're playing. Coming and going, up and back and front and this way. Just make it clear. Do you want to get to know each other in an exclusive way and go on, see where it goes? Maybe I'll consider it. If not, then go on your merry way. I'm not looking for a friend. I'm trying to see who qualifies to be in a relationship with me. So far, I kind of have an interest in you. If that is not mutual, let me know and we'll just go on and find our suitable match. Simple. Be in control. Don't hang around somebody gives you a charity. Yeah? I think that's the best way. Reese says, hello Mehran. Hi Mehran, glad to see you again. Just a quick question. What are your views on getting a partner who already has kids when you don't yourself? Well, it's a ready-made package. What's wrong with that? You're focusing on the kid rather than focusing on if your girlfriend or your prospect to be your girlfriend is a person that is matching your expectations, standards, and compatible to your consciousness and how you guys can, team up or negotiate day-to-day life and challenges. You're focused on the kid. Well, listen, if you guys really hit it off, you guys can have another kid together. Or if you think you want someone who has the same personality as she does but doesn't have a kid, well, then keep looking. Otherwise, I think what you're doing, you're looking long run, more long run than is necessary, than focusing on what it is and what blessing it is or what the hell it is to focus if this is a suitable matchup or not. You've gone away from who she is, what she is, to what she has, what responsibilities she has, and if you want to share that or not. You can just simply interact with them as far as is comfortable for you. You don't have to become a father. You can leave that to the parenting to her. And if time comes and you feel comfortable and both of you feel it's suitable, then you may take on some of that role. But I think the child has a father, and that bond will not break if the father is a decent man and proper. So but why should you be thinking about all these things right now? Just focus on the relationship and see to what level she wants you to be involved and to what level you want to be involved, rather than thinking that it's a given. You have to be a father. No. Who says that? Maybe you can be a friend, but you don't have to have the responsibility. And you know, you don't know what happens. Just for now, chill. So, let's see. We had the first one from the Ralph. Let's go back to him. But he was going to send me where he's coming. Let me see if he has given that information. The live stream seems to be okay. Here, the line is good. Picture is okay. I think when it's lagging, that means probably your end, your computer is either too full or it's a slow connection. Because while my broadcasting is not the best, but usually is okay. And today the line shows me it's orange, sometimes green, sometimes orange. Oh, David, he did? Okay, I'll go back. I'll go back. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Mark, male 34 UK. All right, fair enough. Now we got the secret code done. We go back to Ralph's. Mark, right? Mark or Mike? Mark. So, Mark says, I've been enjoying the channel for a few weeks now, been in no contact with an ex for 4 months, and the no contact brought huge anxiety because we ended things so abruptly without closure. Why do you need closure? If you do need closure, watch the video I have called, ironically, closure. Just go into search engine, put closure, and they'll come. But what is this business that you guys are so hung up on? No contact. What the fuck is that? Either you're in a relationship or you've tried, communicated, figured things out, compromised, and it didn't work, so hence you're not in a relationship. What is this business of, we broke up, but we're no contact? Because you're always thinking you should get what it was back. If you get what it was back, then it will now be what it was, which is why you guys broke up. So why is it that you want to get the same thing that you actually had and figured out and saw that it's not working? Why do you want something that doesn't work? Why do you constantly want to repair something beyond having made the efforts necessary to see if it can get repaired? Even after that, you still don't want to let go. That's not because that is a right partner for you or right relationship for you. It's because you're conditioned to think that you gotta hold on to a girl or to a relationship because that would make you feel more. And if you hold on, you are more because you have it. If you let it go, you are less because it's now diminished. It's gone. That mentality is not the right mentality. You should simply, look, if you turn relationship into food, and the food is bitter, or too salty, or too sweet, or too sour, or poisonous, or you're allergic to it, are you still going to argue and try to hold on to it, thinking that if I have it, it's better because then I feel more, even though it's too sour, too sweet, too salty, too poisonous, too allergic, or too shitty, or too bitter? No. You simply see the result of it that is not good for you, doesn't make you feel good, doesn't bring that balance, the chemistry of your stomach changes, you just don't get to focus, and you simply say, no, I am more when I don't have this. In food, you can clearly see that. I feel better, I'm more, stronger, happier when I don't have this that is not suitable to my chemistry, to my taste. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me focus. It distracts me. It makes me go to the bathroom. It makes me be uncomfortable. You're not going to say, well, I'm not going to have it for an hour because that will be the no contact zone. And then the shit will taste good after no contact zone. That's not going to happen. You're very clear on that. So why is it that when it comes to relationship, suddenly you think if you put what doesn't work on a back burner, on a no contact zone, suddenly in that time, you and her will what? Will miss the taste of shitty food, the poisonous, the bitterness, all the sourness and saltiness or too sweet stuff that was making the chemistry of your whole day messed up. It's gonna go away? No. All it's gonna happen is the human being forgets bad stuff. That's one of our traits. You're gonna forget the bitterness, the saltiness, the poisonous, the allergy reaction you have. You're gonna forget all that was making you uncomfortable in that relationship. And that's why you think, oh, it's all fixed up. No, it's not fixed up. It's like you just played a soccer game and you fell and you're hurting your ankle and the referee says, go out, and you go out until you feel better and you forget about the pain and you come back and the same guy and the same situation, and then you feel the hurt again because it's just a temporary healing that you forgot about the pain. You became jubilant, you distracted with other things, and you forgot about the pain. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but anyhow, you know what I'm trying to say. But when it comes to relationship, suddenly you think a break will make it all work out. Why? The ingredients of the same thing is still the same. The ingredients between you two in the relationship is the same. The ingredients of the food, regardless of how long you don't have it and give it a no contact break, still salty, still too sweet, still bitter, still shitty, still smells like garbage, still not a good quality. So what's this no contact business all about? Why? Why do you have to have something that doesn't work? Why do you have to have the girl that doesn't want to be with you, or you don't want to be with her, or it's not working, or the whole thing is just not compatible? Why you force it all? Is it the last man and woman on earth that you say, where am I going to get sex again? Because that's the only thing available. Everybody else is dead. That's not the case, is it? So use your learned stuff, your experience, and use your knowledge about what it didn't work, why it didn't work, because of the differences. Your standards weren't met, she wasn't good for you, or you weren't good for her, or whatever it was, and go on out and choose a better candidates. Learn from it. There are millions and millions of other wonderful women or great guys out there, depending on, you know, if you're a man or woman or whatever your situation is. So go and find out. Go explore. Why do you sit here? No contact. That maybe it will suddenly become something that I will like, that I was so stupid that I didn't like yesterday, but 5 days from now I will like it, even though nothing has changed. Because what hasn't changed and what you're expecting it to change is something that doesn't change like that. It's the consciousness of the two of you that caused you guys break up. It's not about that you guys weren't fucking each other good enough. That may be slowed down because you guys weren't compatible. Or if physically you guys are no longer attracted to each other, and that's why you think it broke down. Well, it's not going to get fixed up if you have no contact. You just will not have sex, you will miss sex, and you'll be ready to have sex with almost any girl because you haven't had it for a while. That doesn't mean that things are fixed up. You guys are still not attracted to each other, physically or mentally. Understand this and get over this no contact zone as if it's a fucking medicine, a cure for whatever it is that is troubling the relationship. All right. Let me turn the fan on. I get too excited and too pissed off. Okay. Now, page 2 of Mark's book, The Ralph says, after some of the information I learned from your channel, I decided to end the no contact. Speak with my ex in a polite, positive manner, and we wished each other well as we go on our own path in life to offer. Excelente mundo. That was it. A good move. Und? Where's the rest of it? There it is. Mark says, I feel so much better because I can move forward and only reminisce on happy memories with no bad feelings. Okay? Despite the pain of loss, there is such thing as a good breakup. And I just want to thank you. Happy ending. Good. I'm encouraged. Thank you for all your help, and I hope that my next relationship fails, or no, yeah, fails, so I get to use more of your more of your content from this channel in the future. All right, you get the best mark for today's comment. It was complimentary. It was perfect. It expressed the problem and brought the concern of everyone's listening, then showed the remedy, and then fluffed and encouraged and promoted the channel's content, and of course with happy ending of laughter and hope to be among us again. But you know what, Ralph, Mark, you can always tune in and watch the channel, because channel is not just dedicated 100% to breakups. If you go to the playlist, the Psyche, the stuff that we talk about, which all the remedies that we use to help people for their breakup comes from that playlist, the Psyche, the roots of the cause of things stuff. It talks about things to do with you, with thoughts, consciousness, the relationship between the two. Talks about the universal energy and our connection to universal energy, to nature's energy, the relationship between our mind and body, the relationship between our ego, our center, fear, desire, and how they act and react in our daily life. So really, this channel is using the excuse or topic of breakups in order to introduce what it is that I really am trying to share with you, which is the stuff that I have in the playlist called the Psyche. And everything that is here as a solution comes from that root and subject. So I hope you guys will continue enjoying the channel, because it is not just about breakups. That's why the name of the channel is Breakups, Life, and Your Psyche. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Mark. Now we go back to where we left off. So we did talk about what Roxana asked. And Reese says, hi Mehran, glad to see you again. Just a quick question. What are your views on getting a partner who already... Okay, we talked about that, the kid as well. And Roxana says, I mean, one day he's nice and it's okay, but the next day he acts like a jerk. And when I talk to him about his behavior, he says that, let me be me. That's who I am. And I don't pressure me for anything. Well, okay, just tell him fuck off. Simple. Simple. He is setting up the stage to basically be a psycho, sicko, or selfish ass, or to dominate you for what he thinks you're already hooked on him. So he's now reeling you in and using you. Simply, it's very logical approach you had. You talk about his behavior, why are you jerk today, and he should either tell you why, that he shouldn't be and he will fix it up, and he would not mix his own emotions or his own inner challenges with, taking it out of you and, behave nastily. Or he would simply say what's bugging him. Either way, that response is not a response of a person who actually wants to have a good relationship with you and treat you fairly. Right now, you got to set the standards. Be ready to walk off this relationship if it's not going to be cordial and complying to your request, your reasonable request. Because you're asking him to reciprocate what you're offering, which is fairness, kindness, politeness, and balance, behavior toward this relationship. That's all. And if he's not willing to understand that, tell him, okay, you go on and call me when you have learned a thing or two about how to be ready to deal with a relationship, especially with a girl like me. And don't show how much you like him or what's there to like. Unless you have no respect for yourself, then you will like a guy like that. But if you do have a respect for yourself, then you expect the guy to communicate and understand that, hey, you can't be jerk. Simple. If you're a jerk, explain it, we talk about it, you recognize it, and modify it. Not that keep saying, oh, don't change me. I want to be an asshole towards you, but I want you to be in a relationship and like me very much. Well, that ain't going to happen, right? So, instead of looking for answer in him, make a decision what it is that makes you comfortable or uncomfortable, and make a decision on that basis. That would set you free. Kirilla says, yes, the video of fear was very interesting. Loved it very much. I watch everything you upload. Very helpful. Oh, I'm delighted. Kirilla, is it? Kirilla, yes. And Kirilla, tell me where you are, where you're tuning in from, and your age. And I know you've been here before, and but not often. Sometimes you're here. Emmanuel says, hi Mehran. Okay. And Emmanuel says, I recently broke up with my girlfriend because she dislikes the fact that I have a daughter from another girl. And also her family seemed to be racist. Well, okay, that's the end of that. 2, how do I deal with the fact that she could come back? I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to reject a person I loved so much. I don't understand. You broke up with her because her family is racist. Okay, that can be remedied. It's her family, not her. Obviously, she's not racist. She's with you, and she has no problem. She's not behaving like her family does. So there's no issue there. But if she's not comfortable with you having a daughter with another woman, well, it's too bad, because that's what it is on the table. That's the cards that have been dealt to your life and to this relationship. Now, if she thinks it's important enough to continue this relationship, then she will also learn to accept that you are you because you have a daughter. The way you are, what you understand, what you experience, and what you hope to learn and experience in this life, the direction that you are going, is partly because you have a daughter. So if she likes you because of who you are, and who you are partly is because you have a daughter. So if she understands that, then she should understand how important this daughter is to her, because she, the daughter, has made him, the guy that she likes, a person that she actually likes. It's like the ingredient that has had something to do with how and who you have become, you have come to be. So explain that to her. Now, if she comes back, you simply tell her, listen, this is my daughter. What would you feel if I would have a daughter with you and I would not like her, or not be, or kind of understand some woman who wouldn't like me because of my daughter I have with you. That's a disrespect to the daughter. And it's your daughter here we're talking about, a fictitious situation. How do you feel about it? Do you think that's okay, that I would be okay with a woman in my life who doesn't like the daughter that I have with you? Let's say we had it and we guys separated. So the same thing here. It's my daughter. And you like me, you like my daughter. You don't have to be her mother. She has a mother. But what do you think? Anyhow, that would be something you perhaps you want to discuss with her. And listen, if if they're racist or it's not comfortable, whether she comes back or not, what is it that you love about her? That her family is racist? That she doesn't like your daughter? What's there to love? So you love what she does for you, not her. You love the sex and intimacy. You love the image you have created of you and her, or you being in a relationship. You love the idea of being in a relationship. Feel good about yourself. And you get that feeling good about yourself through her being in your life. But it's not her that you want. You want that idea, that image, that feeling. So you go get it from another woman. Find another match if she doesn't want to understand and modify her behavior. KKR says, hello Mehran, Kishitij 22 Pakistan, male. Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask you, my ex-girlfriend started coming close to some other guy in the last month of our relationship and eventually left me for him. Now my friends say whatever she did was right. It's her life, who she wants to talk, hang around with and all. But shouldn't they say that she did wrong? This kind of bothers me that my friends kind of support her. They're not supporting her. They're supporting a human being. If you didn't like your girlfriend and you had left her for whatever reason, do you think your friends would have said, no, you did wrong? They would still say you did right, because that's your right. That's how you want to have your life. It's your life. You want to spend it with some girl that you feel more comfortable with or somehow suits your expectations. It doesn't mean that your expectations are good. Maybe you're an asshole. But they're saying that you have the right to be an asshole and go find another asshole woman that would suit you. So what they're actually saying about your girlfriend is not that you're a bad person by saying that she had the right to do what she wants to do in her life. It's just that they're giving the right that every human being should have, right to choose, right to be with whoever she wants to be. She may be an asshole, and she may have found an asshole that fits perfectly. That doesn't mean that they're better than you. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That doesn't make them good and you an asshole if your friends say she can choose whatever she wants. It just means that they're saying she did what she did for her because she wants to do whatever makes her feel right. And if she's not a suitable person for you, she's different, whether she's good or bad, she's proper or an asshole, whatever she is, she has the right to choose what makes her feel good, even if it's someone who is being with someone who's not as good as you are. But that's what her taste is. So that's what it means. That's her choice and taste is, preference is. That doesn't mean her preference means it's better than you. That doesn't mean her choosing her preference makes you a bad or lesser person or not as good as a good quality or good class that you are. None of that. They're just saying she did the right thing because it wasn't working. She did it what was good for her. It doesn't mean that the guy she's with is better than you. It just means it's good for her. Yeah? Some people are just not comfortable to go into a palace of a king or queen. They're just not comfortable. They are comfortable to be in some shitty place or what. Listen, you take a pig and put the pig in the palace all clean and beautiful and fancy and everything clean, the pig will be uncomfortable. The pig would be happy in shit, in places where it's all kind of garbage. You know, the pig can run around and shit and do whatever he wants to do. That's what her or his understanding or conditioning is. It's just a metaphor. Doesn't mean pigs are bad or good or whatever. It's just a metaphor. Just trying to deliver something. So someone may not be comfortable in a palace or in a very big house or in a formal setting, in a dinner, what is it? Some festivity. And they're more comfortable in their own skin, meaning places where they're conditioned to, they're used to, and so on. So that's their taste. It doesn't make them good or bad. It doesn't make the palace bad if they don't like it, if they're not comfortable in it. It doesn't make the formal dinner situation a bad or not a classy place. It's just that they're not comfortable in that kind of a surrounding. That's all. So whatever she chose, for whatever reason, she chose it for her comfort. And that's what your friends are saying. She did the right thing because for her, she has the right to be with anybody she wants to be. And you stop looking for affirmation from your friends or from her choice or from who she is or where she's gone or is not. Just free yourself from that shit. If you really think about yourself to be more qualified, therefore say, okay, she didn't like me or whatever reason, fine. No good for me. I'm going to choose someone who wants me because she's no longer qualified. Because the number one qualifying or disqualifying factor in a relationship is if she wants to be with me or if she doesn't want to be with me. If she doesn't, or she goes out, gets to know somebody else, that's a disqualifier. I will disqualify her. Not that she went with somebody else. No, you say, because she went with somebody else, I got to know another person and got close to him, that's not a girl for me. So, good ridden. I'll go and find a woman who wants to be with me and be dedicated to my relationship with me, just as I am to that relationship with her. So, chill out. Nothing has come off of you. Dawn says there's no need to be offensive. Who's offensive, Dawn? What happened? What happened? Oh, you're talking to that guy? Leave it, don't worry about it. Okay, now. SA. Male 30 Ontario. Oh my goodness, Ontario. Elated, even though it's 5 hours away by plane from me, but it's closer to home. Male 30 Ontario. I'm dating a girl, congratulations, and I am in a happy relationship. Wunderbar. I have a solid job, good news. However, my girlfriend makes much more money than me. Lucky you! For a change, it's wonderful. Don't be upset about that. This is wonderful. Be nice to her, cordial to her, be yourself. Doesn't change anything. Did it change things if you were making more money than she would? No, you were happy to share with her, do whatever you could with her for her because you were making more money. And I assure you, I think if she's anything decent and you say you're happy with her, she probably feels the same. She doesn't feel she has anything over you. It just so happens she likes you, not because of the money, because of you. And that doesn't mean how much money she makes or not. That doesn't mean that's why she likes you. She likes you despite of the fact that she has a lot more money. That means she's focused on you, your character. And that's what has attracted her to you. Not the fact that you make more money than her because you don't, which is great. Often guys ask if she's with me because I have lots of money or have a nice car or not. But in this case, you have no goddamn doubt that she's with you because she likes you and only you, not what you have. So be proud and have a good relationship with her. So he says, how can I avoid feeling insecure about this? Sometimes don't. Why should you be insecure? You have to actually be more secure than you would have been if she wasn't making more money than you. Because then you wouldn't know if she really respects you, loves you, likes you for who you are, or she's there for a combination of reasons. So right now, you got to be proud of your girl, proud of the girlfriend that has actually successful, making more money, and make life a balance. And you do your best too. The fact that you guys are together, it's got nothing to do with how much money each one of you make. Are you with her because she makes more money? No. So why do you think it makes a difference to her that you're making less or more money? If you were making more money, then you could have questioned her motives. But right now, you're damn sure that she really likes you. So be proud of her, support her. Whatever that she's progressing into, that's great, and so be happy for her. Don't let your ego come and fuck up things. What does that have to do with anything? Listen. So are you telling me that if she was an inventor making piles of money, and you were, I don't know, a doctor and not making as much money as she was, would you still be upset? So is it about her making that much money, or is it about you thinking you're not making enough money? Is it about her accomplishment and her success, or is it about you feeling that you haven't accomplished as much as you wanted to do? So if that is the case, well, it's got nothing to do with her. Don't mess it up with her. Just focus on what it is that you want to accomplish and become better at it, or get to a comfortable zone of what it is that you're contributing to the world, or what it is that you're doing, and be happy with it. Otherwise, you're trying to take it out on her success, which is not hindering the relationship at all. You're just making excuses to what? Get sympathy or somehow elevate yourself, even though you're already elevated in her mind. That's why she's with you. So I think you really need to consider where your motives are for this feeling. If you don't think you're good enough, it's because you don't think, not that she doesn't think. If you think she's making more money, that causes you to think you're not good enough. Well, that's a wrong assumption. It's nothing to do with you're good or bad. It's what you're good at, that's the kind of money that pays for, and what she's good at, that's the kind of money that pays for. You guys just chose different careers, and that's fine. Why do you want to judge yourself with the kind of money you make, and why do you want to judge her because of the kind of money she makes? Let me ask you this. Do you have respect for me? And why? Obviously, you don't know how much money I make or don't make. I could be making a lot less money than millions of people in this world, which I do. But you appreciate the connection that we have right now for what I contribute to this forum here, and not even focus on what does money is, if he's rich or not, because that has no bearing on if I'm making sense or not. So why would you confuse what she turns her know-how into money would have anything to do with her emotions about you, her contribution to the world, her contribution to the relationship, the fact that you respect her? Is it for her? Obviously it is for her, not for the money. She's the same. She's paying attention to you. She's having a connection with you for the personality that you are and the contribution you make in the interaction with her. She's not considering your money as you're not considering her money. So let that be a part of your professions and your expertise to turn your know-how into money. But what does it have to do with you feeling good or bad about yourself? You should take that ego out of the equation and enjoy the relationship. Enjoy her for who she is. And don't make her your scapegoat to feel good or bad about yourself. So are you telling me then, if you were making, $5,000 a month, you would be feeling good about yourself if you were in a relationship with someone who would making $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, even $5,000, but $6,000? No, I don't feel good about this relationship anymore. What about if she was making $500 a month? You say, oh no, I don't like it. She's just a loser, not making much money, and is not. So why would it have to be the amount of money that would make you feel if you have made the right choice or not? Focus on this, you will be free from it, and more the power to her, you should say, for making more and more money, and same to you. I hope that would be something to help you to think about. Ram Shankar says, my ex is classmate and I happen to see her every day in my classroom. Can you help me with few ways to get away from her thoughts when I still happen to see her in classroom? Thanks, Ms. Mehran. Ram, I have a few videos. If you just say, my ex is in the same class as I am, and you will have videos. You see, guys, we have over 1,000 videos in this channel, over 1,100 and counting. So pretty much anything that comes into your mind after your breakup, if you write that feeling that you have, that thought, on the search engine of my channel, there are bound to be a bunch of videos on it. So go ahead and key in, my ex and I are working in the same office. My ex and I are in the same classroom. I see my ex at work, or I see my ex in the school, or something like this. You will bound to get stuff, and then that would be a better way of answering your question than just right now. But right now, what you should think is that you were together. For some reason, whatever reason, you guys are not together. You should be focusing for the reason that you're there in the classroom, to learn, better your life, and have a better girlfriend later on. Otherwise, you keep thinking about her. She's not there with you anymore. So thinking about her takes you away from what you're in the class to do and accomplish, which is learning, which could lead you to a better life, a more successful grades and better job, and possibly more chances to qualify to have more friends, from which you will find a more suitable girlfriend. So focus on what it is you're there for and what's the benefit of being good at what you're doing, and focusing on the classroom's material to your life, which could lead to another girlfriend, versus thinking about her. What? She's another human being. She gets up in the morning, gotta wash her teeth and go to the bathroom and eat something and go to, she's no God. So it didn't work out, It's a big deal. Go on with your life. So that's how you should think about it, I think. And also look at the videos that I have on the channel. The Ralph Mark says, regarding my earlier question, I posted my name and age and location on my phone. Yes, I got it. KK say, I don't know what IDK stands for. You guys are too advanced for me. Live stream is lagging a lot for me. Yeah, well, I know sometimes the connections are not good. I'm trying to change my carrier, Wi-Fi carrier, internet carrier to a different company, which I think they have a special system here in the complexes that I am, and hopefully that will be done. Then the live streams will be very good quality, I think, because right now my bitrate is very low, so that's why it can't pull in clearer. So there's some problem from this end and also from your end as well, I think. David says he did. Yeah, okay, I got it, David. Don says, I meant the guy you blocked earlier. Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry about him. They're just people who have nothing better to do. And they try to elevate themselves by bad-mouthing, cussing, this and that. You know, it's a relative world. It's not an absolute universe. Not everything is, you know, the way it should be. There are lots of, you know, you walk in the street, there are lots of different things on the corner of the street, on the side of the streets. Some things are pleasant, you pay attention to. Some things are not, you pass by. And if you can do that, it'll be all, you know, work out. Ashish says, hey Mehran. Hello Ashish. Mehran, so excited. Am I? Yes, maybe I am. I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up with all the questions here. Roxana says, thanks Mehran. That tells him. Roxana says, thanks Mehran. That tell him to fuck off just had me laughing so. Well, I hope it did. Hope you actually will take it to heart and consider what's good for you. Don says, just tell him to fuck off. Yeah, yeah, I know. I sometimes crack myself up. Jesus, I'm behind the questions. You know, it's becoming stressful for me, these live talks. I'm trying to ram the questions and answers so you guys don't have to wait. But I guess, you know what? I'm going to enjoy myself. So I'm going to take a break. In other words, I don't give a damn how long you guys wait. Just wait. Enjoy your tea. Oh. Otherwise, I go nuts. Adam. Oh, Adam, you haven't been here for a long time. Where have you been? You will always become second place when being in a relationship with a child. It's not worth it in the long run, Adams says. Adam says, men nature is to fix things. That's why men find it hard to let go. Okay. All right, Adam. Nasro. Ooh, Nasro. You have been away for the longest time. Oh my God, Mehran, long time no see. Yes, I know. You have betrayed the wonderful community here. I'm just kidding, Nasro. Good to see you back. Hope all was well for you wherever and whatever has kept you away from us here. Robertus. Hello, Mehran. Rob from London. I'm 24. Yes, Robert. Good to see you. Rob says, Mehran, few days ago, my ex came back. Ooh. My condolences. I hope this round will be a better round. And he continues, we agreed to start talking. And the next day, a girl who I invited to my home while I was broken up, but she did not come to my house and nothing happened. She texted my ex showing my message, and now again my ex blocked me on all media and said to leave her because I texted that other girl when we broke up. Well, tell her we were on a break. If you guys watched the Friends series on TV, when Ross and Rachel were having this whole thing that they broke up, and then Ross went out and ended up in bed with another woman that he met in a bar, and eventually Ross told Rachel, or Rachel found out, whatever, and the whole argument was that she said You cheated on me, and he said, we were on a break. So, this is your defense. Tell her, listen, we were on a break. We broke up. What did you expect me to do? To wait around? You didn't want to come back. You made it clear. So, what do you want me to do? Don't be so apologetic. Just say, I didn't text her when we were together. I texted her when we were not together. So what did you expect me to do? And I don't care if you did text other guys or not when we were not together. The most important thing is, did you text anyone when we were together? And if you haven't, that's all it matters. And when you texted someone when we broke up and still actually nothing happened, it didn't happen, so what's the big deal? Even if something did happen, we were on a break, or not break, in this case, we had broken up. So don't start mushing down and say, oh, I'm sorry. No, what? You want to keep me? Don't break up. You break up, tell me it's not a breakup. We're just waiting around to see how it goes. Then okay, I understand. But when you break up and you hurt me, so I'm not supposed to get hurt, I'm not supposed to get remedy, my hand is cut by your knife, and you're telling me I shouldn't put any polysporin on it. I shouldn't put a Band-Aid on it, because that would mean I have cheated on you. And she was the Band-Aid that I was trying to put on that cut. It wasn't the fact that it was replacing you. I was willing to endure the cut of your knife. That's how much I love you. I cared about you. But you hurt me, you injured me, and I got a Band-Aid. That's all. I think that could sell it out pretty good. Am I good or am I good? I should have used all these things in any case that I had, which I didn't have actually needed to resort to these fancy arguments, but you can, and you just got to know how. And it's the truth, isn't it? Truth, isn't it? You were hurting and you wanted to simply console yourself. You got a Band-Aid, so tell her she was a Band-Aid, not the real thing. There we go. All right. And you know what? That girl that did that, texted your ex, she's a scumbag. Don't bloody pay any more attention to her. No matter if your girlfriend did come back to you or not, don't bloody text that piece of shit. Because obviously her intentions are nowhere near clear. She's trying to use any situation to get some kind of a satisfaction or affirmation or some kind of a attention. So that's not the kind of girl you want to even use as a Band-Aid. All right. Robert says, what should I do? Should I try to tell her the truth that nothing happened because she just blocked me without giving time to explain the story? I'll text her or send her an email, or send her a regular mail, you know, old-fashioned postal mail. Write down what we just talked about, the Band-Aid story, which is true from what you told me. So, Bojan Milojevic. Hello. People rarely learn from mistakes. Also, it's not easy to move on if you stagnate on many levels. Financial, social. Okay. Robert says, or does it show that she does not care about me? She came back, got angry for what I did when she left me and never gave me a chance to explain myself. Maybe she It's playing with my emotions. No, she actually does care, otherwise she wouldn't come back. And she's hurt that you may have preferred somebody over her. Your job is to make it clear that it wasn't an act of preference. It wasn't an act of preferring anybody over her. It was an act of using something like a painkiller. That's all. She missed you. You say you missed her and you were sad and you needed to remedy because it was tough for you. So that's what you did. You say, you know, some people do crazy things when things are emotionally tough for them. They do stupid things. Some use, you know, drinking, thinking that will help. And I thought, I don't want to do those kind of stupid things, but a companion, texting to feel better about myself, because I felt if I've lost some girl that I really cared about and she doesn't like me, so I should somehow have some kind of a, you know, something to distract me. And she was the band-aid, the distraction. Like if I go to a movie, watch a movie and forget about the pain that I was going through because of your, you know, your reaction or leaving the relationship, stuff like that. Yeah, you know what to say. So, we're rooting for you. And Rob says, she knows I will try to speak to her when I see her. She knows I will run after her, and now she making me feel regret for texting someone else after breakup. Well, you know, don't give her that illusion that you're her dog. Say, listen, this is why I did it, which we explained, we talked, and this is what's going to happen when I don't have you in my life, because at this age I think you're the best thing happened to me for a relationship, and it hurts when you do these silly things and don't want to communicate and leave and you break up, and what the fuck do you want me to do? What do you think I am, your dog? I'm not going to be sitting around. It has to be balanced. So speak your piece. Don't be a pussycat. Girls don't like a pussycat. You got to be reasonable at the same time. Say your piece. So she will also know that she has a role in this relationship and in this, you know, whole fiasco. She's important to you, and it hurts. So when she hurts you, you may. It's not that you condone it. You know that you shouldn't have done it, but you didn't know if she's coming back. So you wanted to, you know, console yourself. You wanted to remedy a pain. That's all. So that's what you did. And tell her, if we break up, what do you want me to do? To go sit somewhere and cry? I'm not going to cry, but I would like to feel better. And if there is no hope for us to get back together, I may do something silly, which was a mistake, I admit. But I didn't know you're coming back. You know, that's it. Pablo says, hello Mehran. Hello Pablo. My biggest fear is hey guys, please click on like. Don't forget it. Please click on like while you're all here. That will help the algorithm, help us to kind of get noticed. So take a moment, click on like. My biggest fear is I won't find anyone compatible after my breakup. Oh well, that's the biggest bullshit you have ever heard, and you're gonna say that, what I just said, when you find your next girlfriend, and you guys go, holy shit, what kind of stupid sentence was that? Because naturally you say that now because you don't see girls lining up for you. Nobody sees. Pretty much no guy see decent girls lining up for him. It takes time because we're supposed to make efforts to find the suitable candidate. It's not like they're gonna be making the same kind of effort we are. They're conditioned differently. They're waiting for you. There could be lots of girls like you already, and you don't know it, and you'll never know it. And right now you don't see it, and people believe what they know or what they see. Right now, you don't see a lineup of girls for you, and you don't know that there will be one tomorrow or next day or a month or 2 months from now. And because you don't see it and you don't know it, you think it doesn't exist. But time will change it. There will be a time that you will see it because that's what's happening, and you will know it because you feel it. You just had an interaction and you can feel it's going good. Until that happens, you feel like, oh, there's vacuum. There's nothing here. You know? It's like you're in an orchard and it's the wrong season, winter. You don't see fruits on the trees, and you don't have the knowledge. You didn't study it in your school that trees will end up having, you know, blossoms will bloom, and the bees will come, and the trees will end up having fruits in the right season, right weather. You didn't study that, so you don't know it, and you're looking at the orchard in the winter and there's nothing to see, so you think, oh, there's no food. Well, because you don't see it and you don't know it. Same thing. But there will be time in spring and summer where you will see, in fall, you will see, oh, those trees have all fruits. What happened? Ah, because that's what happens. Something that you don't see or you don't know doesn't mean that it will not happen. But you will know it, what you don't know now, later on. You will see it, what you don't see now, later on. So either wait for it and understand that it will happen, because that's the way of the life. That's the way of the river. That's the way of the ocean. There may not be anything seen on the ocean right now. No ships are visible, but that doesn't mean there's no ships in the ocean. It's just that it's not in your field of vision. And the ocean is so big that you can no way see the whole thing. But it's on its way. Lo and behold, it's on its way. It's just too far for you to see. The fact that it's the ocean, it should convince you that there's always something on its way. The fact that you don't see it just means it's too far, but it doesn't mean it's not on its way. Sure enough, it's on its way. You just don't see it now. So, simmer down and relax, because that's the way of the river. That's the way of the ocean. And that's how things work. And that's how life works. It's on its way. You just don't see it because it's not in your field of vision, and you just don't know it. Now you know it. So relax. Everything will be okay. Now, El Hajj, I think, I missed him. He says, El Hajj, I'm 23 from Minnesota. Should you quit your job if your boss disrespects you in front of people? Most bosses are assholes anyhow. Some are really good people and some are not. So you do not quit your job until you find a better job. Then you will quit your job. But at the moment, let the few days pass, you will not care, and then go and sit with your boss and say, listen, you know, I try to do my best for this company and to comply with the policies and the guidelines that this company has or you set for better production. But of course, as you know, we are all human beings and we have respect, we have respect for each other. We should have respect for each other. And just as I am obliged to respect my colleagues, I think it would be good to know that everybody in the company also, including yourself, sir or ma'am, find it reasonable to respect your colleagues and your employees as well. And that's something that I am focused on offering this company, and at the same time I expect that. And I think it's a reasonable expectations. But you know, you don't have to say it now. Wait till you calm down and they go and say it, because it really doesn't work. It's not a reflection on you when they disrespect you in front of people. Because what? If they respect you in front of the people, does that make you a better person, a smarter person, or whatever? No. It just tells you that the person, the boss, has class. And at the same time, when they disrespect you in front of people, Doesn't take anything away from you. It just, in your eyes and the eyes of the other people in the company, the decent one, the smart ones, they see that the boss is an asshole, has no class. That's it. So it's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on him or her. Madara Minoshi says, Mehran, are you a vegetarian? Well, if you asked me 24 hours ago, I would say I have been vegetarian for the past 15 days. But last night, I sure needed more protein. I do exercise a lot, and I got tired of the recipes that I had with all the stuff that didn't have enough protein, but I love okay, let's put it this way. I prefer vegetarian food over meat. I just don't want to have meat for many reasons. It's not necessarily good for me, or I don't think. And at the same time, animals, you know, if I think about them, I feel, you know, sad and that they were sacrificed. But at the same time, then I see, you know, there are other species like lions and so on that they feed on meat, and I'm still not sure if complete vegetarian or complete carnivore is the way we are. So I'm trying to create that balance. I know personally that I feel better when I don't eat meat, when I have vegetarian food. But because I don't have enough recipes, I don't know how to make a good, delicious food that doesn't have much salt or sugar and still tastes good with lots of protein in it, which I like because I do lots of exercise and sports. You know, I go to the gym, and lately I've been swimming a lot, so every day like 60, 70, 80 laps, which is a small pool here, but it comes to about between 1,000 to 1,200 meter every day or every other day, and I enjoy that. And biking, I take my soccer ball to the field, or I go to the gym. Until a month ago, but the weather changed, and I thought, okay, I'll change in activities, and then I go back to gym when the weather changes. So I'm doing the summer stuff. So I need the protein, and I don't get that from you know, the recipes that I know. You know, beans and this and that. The hummus is good. You know, the chickpeas and tamarind and things like that. I guess tahini and stuff like that. But it's hard to get the amounts in a small, you know, just 30 grams of meat gives me the, you know, the protein, but then at the same time, I don't want to eat it for many reasons: fat, health, and the fact that it's an animal and so on and so forth. So I'm trying. Mostly these days, it looks like I go for 10, 15 days, and then I have meat for 1 or 2 days. And then 10, 15 days, and then again I crave that, you know, sustenance protein amount, not badly, but it's convenient as well too. So anyhow, I'm trying to balance it out. I prefer vegetarian. Let me put it this way: I love vegetable. I go crazy like a sheep in the pasture. I like raw vegetables so much, but they don't have enough protein, so, and I can't eat like a horse all day long to get that protein. So, gotta find a happy medium. Robert says, my ex always seems to come back, and I start running after her, and she always leaves. Then, okay, well then you can see what happens. You should stop running after her, and you should stop apologizing to every woman's wishes just because you want to be with her and you feel, you know, blessed. No, just be normal. Say, listen, you want to have a relationship, then just be normal. Don't play like this. You go, you go. And when you go, I go. It's not like you go and I come. What? Bye-bye. You don't have respect for this relationship, then that's what happens. I'm not interested. Grow some pear, you know, grow a pear. There is, I have a, I have a video, Rob, on the channel just search, let's grow a pair. Let's grow a pair. You may want to watch it. It could kind of gives you a little bit of a hint of what you're doing. Okay, Farik Walker, say Guten Tag from Berlin. Guten Tag, Herr Farik. Wie geht's heute? Sir, it's Stefan, 26 again. So what the heck is Stefan and then Farik? Which is true? Which is the name? Good to see you, Stefan, 26. This time rather with appreciation than a question. Okay, good. I wish I had a father like you who could have spread such wisdom to me like you did. Thank you. My pleasure, Stefan. I'm delighted that the channel is helpful to you and you enjoy our conversations, and I thank you for your kind words. Please do, however, share the videos you like on your social media, because your kind words, while appreciated tremendously, it cannot replace sharing videos on your social media and promoting the channel that we hope we will be more easily found on YouTube because of the attention that we receive from good people like yourself. Okay. Roxana says, thanks, Mehran. Okay, yeah, got it. Kirilla says, I'm 33 from Bulgaria. I ended my relationship that was struggling. We argued about pointless things almost every week, and I felt like my feelings weren't respected. Now I understand more things, and I know I deserve better, and everything is in my hands. Yes, that is correct. You are the architect, are the road that you're traveling on. That was pretty heavy, wasn't it? That was pretty cool. We should make a saying. One of my sayings from now would be, you are the architect of the path you're traveling on. Which means you're in control of what you deserve or what you don't deserve. My father was a very educated lawyer, and he acted, also took cases internationally as well. He spoke, I think, 5 or 6 languages. And one of the things that I learned from him, which was lots of things, he passed away 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I miss him a lot. One of the things that he said, every nation deserves the government that they have. Meaning, they should wisen up. And when they vote, they should vote according to what they think they deserve. And when they end up with a shitty government, and if there was a democracy and they got to vote and they didn't vote right, then they should blame themselves for the government that they have. So, in other words, coming to life, every situation that we have, in big part, not always, just like there are countries that there is no voting system, so my father wasn't talking about them. He's talking about a democratic setting. In life, the same. In big ways, most of the things that we think we don't deserve is because lack of our own commitment or an effort to change that, what we don't like, as we expect others to give us what we are worth or what we deserve, instead of you taking command and measuring up the distances, what the challenges are, preparing plans for it, maneuvering, and creating the pathway that is going to get you to the destination that you want. In other words, your efforts and focus will determine to get what you deserve or not, rather than thinking this person didn't give me attention or didn't give me what I deserve, and you take it in your hand and move on and search for something that would be more suitable to you. So good for you, Kirilla. SA says, you hit the nail on the head, as always, Mehran. What nail was it and what did I hit? I don't remember. So many questions I'm going through. I don't feel accomplished myself. Ah, yes. There we go. Oh, I remember now. Okay. Yes, that is where it is at. This has nothing to do with her. Thanks again for your amazing answer. You're quite welcome. Just be nice to her. Just appreciate her. Not because she makes lots of money. But that does, you know, that helps too. But just understand that actually the fact that she makes more money and yet she's still with you means she really likes you. It's not because of your money. She makes more. It's because of you. And that's irreplaceable. That's worth more than the money that you can make. You could be making a lot more money and be an asshole. That's not good for her. So you can be really proud of who you are, and that is an accomplishment. Now go on and accomplish yourself more in the ways that you know how and find it suitable and fitting for you. Emmanuel says everything seems to point to the same direction, that girls are much mentally stronger than boys. Not necessarily. It just means there are more guys recognizing girls and pursuing them than girls, because girls don't have to. Guys, it's in their gene for procreation. They're running after the girls. They're hunting. They want. And the girls know it. They're conditioned from 1,000 years ago that the guys will come. So they don't have to make an effort. So they have more choices. So they're more of, or less excited in the ways things go on, because they know there's always somebody else going to be in the corner waiting, because it's all about procreation. The mistake they make is that just because they're lined up for them, they think that it's a lineup for their mind, that that lineup represents compatibility or how wonderful they are. No, the lineup in most cases because they want to get into their pants, because that's what they're programmed to. So that is kind of a false confidence that you gain from seeing how many guys are after you, because not all of those guys are qualified. There are many assholes. They're there because they're programmed to go after a woman. You know, heterosexual male likes woman and is programmed to go after a woman. But doesn't mean every heterosexual male who approaches you is actually a good person. So you shouldn't be thinking that just because of that, then I should be really nonchalant and so cool about the relationship that you have with a nice guy, with a good man. Appreciate that. Just because everybody's hitting on you every day, that doesn't mean that they're better than your nice guy, the guy that you're in a relationship with. Understand that, because you know the motive of your guy that you're in a relationship with. You can gauge it, you can talk about it, you can see it, but you don't know the motive of the guys who are hitting on you. They don't know you, so why are they interested in you? Naturally, because they want to get into your pants. That's the main force that they're coming towards you. Now, later on, when you guys are in a relationship, and before you guys actually get sexual, you get to know each other and you see if both of you are qualified for each other. That's a different story. But the fact that there are other guys lining up to get to know you, that doesn't mean that they're better than the guy that you're with. So that is also something that the girls should pay attention to. But that's basically why they're a little bit cooler in their heads than the guys who get really excited when they meet a girl and when she leaves them. And it's usually, there's always in same ways, same levels of distraction and pain in both cases when a breakup happens. But usually girls, it's a little bit easier for some girls because there's always somebody around the corner paying attention to them. And that makes them feel like, oh, okay, they've got a chance of a better guy, which it could turn out to be an asshole, but they don't know. But the attention makes them feel a little bit more able to kind of ease out of that hardship of the breakup. Anyhow, you know what I mean. And Dawn asks, do you have any plans to come to England? I would go anywhere if I'm invited, and the trips are paid, accommodations are paid, and the groups are set, and I don't know, tickets are sold, and I could make arrangement with people who are organizing that, and I will be more than happy to go and put a seminar up and maybe a workshop, a few days workshop on talking about things to do with universal energy, mind and body coordination, understanding the relationship between our energy and nature, meditation, thoughts, where does thoughts come from, what is consciousness, what is the relationship between the two, what is ego, desire, fear, how do they act, react, and their role in our life. All of that could be part of a workshop or seminar that could be arranged by an entity who's capable of bringing a few hundred people in a room and arranging the organization of it, economic viability of it, and we can make that arrangement. And for sure, I'll show up in England, Europe, pretty much anywhere. Michael says, Prost, Prost to you as well. And Ram Shankar says, IDK stands for I don't know. Oh yes, I remember now. Thanks, Mr. Mehran, for the 52 video package, and we'll be looking forward for future videos. Ram 23 Mail, India. Okay. Blessings to you, and thank you very much for your attention, being here, and please do share the videos on your social media. Help us to get more known and reach more people in India, and use your social media or whatever else is there, and hopefully we'll have a lot more subscribers from all around the world, including India, and perhaps you can act as one of the many ambassadors we could have all around the world to help the channel be promoted. And Aryan, the message was retracted. Okay. Dawn says, oh, she's talking to SA. Okay. Rob says, Mehran, and the last question. Oh, this book hasn't ended yet. What chapter were we? It's becoming bigger than the book I wrote. What's the best way for a human to forget a girl? Just to forget her. Pay attention to the other girls. The moment you pay attention to the beauty, speciality, fantastic, the wonders that other women have, and they all do, you will forget this one. Because the reason that this one is in your head, because this was the most recent one. And men, human being, usually, by default, every time they think about relationship, sex, intimacy, pleasure, by default they remember the most recent relationship with feelings that they had. So that girl comes to their mind. That's why they think, oh, it's so difficult. No, it's not. As soon as you simply convince yourself that that other woman there, or in that movie, or in that forum, or in that shopping mall, or pass by in the street, is more beautiful, because that's the beginning of your interest, the aesthetics, and then give her all the aesthetics, and I bet you that beauty must have wonderful, even though it may not, but just tell yourself, must have wonderful manners and attitudes, and probably most suitable to me. And suddenly that has replaced the old imagery and the pictorials and the characteristics that you used to attribute to your previous girlfriend that you're having a hard time to forget. So always wash the girl with another beauty, another girl. Bring your attention to that, because thoughts want to replace actuality. And if you allow your thoughts to focus on something, that becomes your reality, especially that actually has an actuality, that there is actually a woman there, and that reality would cover up something that is no longer yours, but you keep thinking its image to be your reality. So in other words, the old girl that you miss is what your thought thinking about her, the memory of her, is replacing the actuality, which the actuality of it is that she's no longer actually in existence in your life. But your thoughts thinking about her is keeping that memory as if it's actual in your life, and you keep missing her. But when you recognize that this is false and you replace that with an actual woman that you see in the street or in a movie or somewhere that you met or saw, something that is actually a possibility, and then focus on her beauty and give her lots of characteristics, suddenly you bring a reality of existing something, a possibility, an idea that is not refuted yet, and that replaces what your thought wanted to make it to be a reality. And that can help you, because there's so many wonderful women out there that if you focus, you will easily forget about. But if you constantly think about this, you know, as long as you're focusing on this picture in the Louvre Museum, and you constantly look at this Mona Lisa, and you keep looking at it, then there's no way you can see any other pictures hanging around the Louvre. You cannot see any of it. Why? Because you're facing this way. Now take your bloody face and field of vision out from the Mona Lisa and look at other pictures and artworks that are hanging in there that is available. Then you begin to see, oh, there is other artists and other arts available. And when you focus on other possibilities, other women, and other things in life, then you will say, oh, there is a life out there. There are other things and possibilities out there, rather than keep thinking about this very one woman and not allowing anything else to be felt and experienced by your sensories and paying attention and giving feelings towards. So naturally, you keep going back to that because that's the only one you're keeping in front of your eyes. Bring other things in front of your eyes. You'll have an easier time to move on. What happened? Oh, before that you had another question. It says, Mehran, if a girl likes you, do you think she would be always busy, or even after work would go outside for a walk for at least 20 minutes if she really did care? I don't get it. Mehran, if a girl likes you, do you think she would be always busy? No. She wouldn't make up that busy bullshit thing, because we're only busy when we think what we're doing is better than what we are proposed to do. You know, if I'm going to play soccer and somebody says, hey, you want to go biking? I say I'm busy. Why? Because you know, I like to play soccer tonight. So, but if you actually like to go biking, well, you wouldn't say you're busy. You say, okay, yeah, biking is better than that. So usually what you are doing, which you think is, you know, more interesting to you than spending time with this friend or that girl, then you'd say I'm busy. But if you're more interested in interacting with that girl, or the girl with you, she wouldn't say she's busy. She would say, I can't do it tonight, but let's do it tomorrow. She'll come up with ideas. Or she would just change that plan and says, yeah, sure, I'd love to. Now, how many times a girl called you up, happened that you actually was going to go do something with friends, or you were going to do some kind of exercise or some schedule on your own, or meet some people, and then this girl calls that you really like, and she says, hey, what are you doing? I feel like, you know, if you want to go for a walk. You say, sure, actually, I'm not doing anything. God damn it. And you got to hang up and say, hey, guys, you know, I can't make it. You know, I don't know, my aunt is sick or whatever. So you will not be busy when you actually like someone and she calls you and she asks if you're available. So if you constantly try and she keeps saying she's busy, either she's playing a game to be sweeter, or if you just read that and after a few times she says that, don't call her anymore. And she may call or she may not, and then that clears everything up anyhow. And then you say, or even after work, would you go out? Anyhow, I think we answered that. And Don says, Don's talking to SA. And Robert says, question, what the human being to forget a girl? What's the best way to forget? Okay, we just talked about that. Is stop seeing her around or eliminating from places she goes to. Well, you know, you don't have to go where you know she's there. That's one thing. Because, you know, especially when they see you, they're gonna go a little bit heavy on the ha 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 and start laughing with their friends, even though it's not funny, just because they want to say they're not thinking about you, or they're good, or, you know, diss you, or just say, you know, eat your heart out, or whatever it is that they're trying to do. Don't give them that opportunity. Just live for your own, you know, focus on your own life, do your own things. You know, don't be so sold on that, oh, this is the only anomaly in this world that I should have. No, there are lots of wonderful, wonderful women out there. Just because you don't know them, that doesn't mean they don't exist. Just go accomplish yourself more, become more confident because of your accomplishments, then you will attract a different kind of girls, and you will have an opportunity to talk, discuss, converse, and you make sense. There are things that are, you know, interesting for both of you. You can gauge them as they're gauging you, and then you see if there's something there for you guys to continue and build a friendship on that basis. All right. Adam says that was an awesome analogy you gave about the Band-Aid. Oh, I see. Okay, yes. I think you surprise yourself. I always do. I always do. Lyman Nguyen says, a stone is only special when you make yourself believe it's special. Yes, that's right. In fact, there was a long time ago when I was in university, somebody became a millionaire by selling rocks and called it pet rock. They got little rocks, shined them up with some kind of a varnish or something, and put a little cute eyes on them and a little smiley on the rock. Just a rock, piece of rock, you know, cost nothing, worth nothing. Pick it up, shine it up, and put those two little eyes on them. And underneath it says, you know, buy me. Pet rock. Pet rock suddenly took over United States, and the guy became a millionaire by selling pet rock. People would go into stores, buy those rocks that had a couple of eyes on them with a little smile. Pet rock. You can actually, if you convince them that this rock has emotion and it's going to be your pet, your companion, your friend, and everybody is so eager to give emotion to something which they can't find a proper a place for the emotion to be respected and held high, so they find an object that they create. That object has emotions, and they put their feelings into that object. They feel good about themselves. So, so naturally, it is similar to that. You can make a stone special because of the thoughts you put into it. A thought tries to replace actuality, and thought creates your world. That's why if you want to see the real life, try to keep your thoughts out of your consciousness, because the consciousness is creating a world for you by acting as that, similar to that virtual reality goggle that you put on your face to play a game or watch a movie, and you think that screen that you're watching is the whole world, because there's no outside of the screen. The field of the vision is limited to that screen in the virtual reality goggle. So that's why the videos are so exaggerated, and the feelings and emotions to it's so pronounced, and the movies affect you so much. But whatever it is jungles and the animals, or the flight of an aircraft, or falling off a cliff, or the game that you're playing, because it encompasses, makes you feel like that's the whole world, that's the whole thing. Everything that is happening in the world is that, because that virtual reality goggle limited your ability, your knowledge and awareness of what's beyond it, which makes you feel there's nothing beyond the virtual reality goggle screen. That's all there is. So your full attention is there, your emotions are played, fully engaged in that. And the consciousness is acting just like the virtual reality goggle, has created certain memories and experiences and knowledge in there, and your thoughts is roaming around in it, thinking that consciousness that you're roaming around in it, your thoughts are born from it, is the whole world. Now, when you get your thoughts out of the consciousness, and you will see, holy shit, it's like taking the virtual reality goggle off. There is extraordinary screens out there, and beyond the frame of the screen, there are other things happening in the world, like the consciousness is now, thoughts is out of the consciousness, and you can see there's a world out there. You're no longer limited to the content of your consciousness, and that's when you're with the now, with the present moment. You're not living in your consciousness, therefore you're not living in the past, and you are in the moment, living with things as they happen, as they're arising, and you feel life. You're in contact with the actuality of life, rather than living a second-hand life based on your experiences and emotional files existing in your consciousness based on past experiences and so on. And that brings you to the moment, to the now, and you live in the present and experience life as it blooms, as it happens. Now, Samuel says, should I text my ex I miss her? It's an ex. What do you miss her for? If it was going to work out, it would have worked out. I bet you guys tried, and then you broke up. So, move on. You miss her because you miss sex. You miss that intimacy. You miss the idea of feeling I'm more because I have a girlfriend. Go on, find another. There's so many. So many. Build yourself, become good at something, and then you'll feel more confident. Then you'll approach other girls because you feel confident. Don't be lazy. Oh, I knew her, so that's easy. Let me go back to her. No, what? What then? There's not much in common. The sex is not to keep you guys there growing and forever. That's going to be something, nothing special anymore, and then you got nothing to fall back on because you didn't connect on the consciousness level. So focus on getting to know the person that is suitable. And at this age, I don't know how old you are. At this age, if you're very young, you know, there's so many other experiences you got to go through before you actually know who you are and what you expect, what your standards are, and then you will know what you're looking for, and then perhaps you have a better chance to find a suitable girlfriend or relationship. Aryan Songara says, my ex broke up with me 2 weeks ago. I keep thinking about her. How do I stop thinking about her? There's a video I have. It says how to stop thinking about any girl. How to stop thinking about any girl. And it's in 2 parts. And you can go on my channel and search in on the video lists how to stop thinking about any girl. And then that would be a good elaborate response to you. Aryan. Limon. Yeah, right. Go to the gym instead. Limon says, Mehran, after a hard breakup, I took your advice and it helped. But now I can't seem to trust a person enough to get closer than a friend. Is there something wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you, but you have become a pussy. What's wrong with you? We are men. We can take rejection. What's going to happen? Get close. I can't get close to her. What? Get close to her, get to know her, and do outings, sports activities, conversations, get to know each other, start liking her if you like, and if she likes you, and then say where it goes. And if it didn't work out, so what? Dust your jacket, out to the next one. Life doesn't end when one relationship ends. There are all kinds of possibilities out there. This is what you're here to experience. You're not here to be pampered and say, okay, Here, boy, everything is ready. She's ready for you. She will be with you for the rest of your life, and you have nothing to prove to yourself, to her, and no challenges. Everything will be smooth. What a fucking boring life. You do your best in your relationship, try to love each other and get along. But if it didn't work out, after you tried, still didn't work out, you break up, go on to next one. Next one, don't look at her with the eye of this one, with the eye of the past, thinking, oh, this didn't work, so that wouldn't work. No, they're two different entities. It may actually work, or work for longer, or doesn't work at all, just like this one, or not like this one. You don't know. Don't assume things. You know what it means when you assume. Assume. Making an ass out of you and me both. That's the assume, short of assume. So, go on, take risks, not risks of having sex without protection. No, I mean, take chances, get to know her. And if it worked, great. If it didn't. You're a man. You're meant to be rejected. That's what we are. Now go to it. Dawn says, why feed her ego? Okay, yeah. Okay, Dawn talking about this other guy. Madara says, guys, like the video. Please like the video, guys, if you haven't. Ram says, I'm a nocturnal person. I feel sad, lonely, thinking about hard times and heartbreaks around 2-3 a.m. and feel motivated by 4 a.m. Well, then just sleep from 1 to 3:30 and then wake up, and at 4 a.m. you feel motivated. So change your timetables. It doesn't help when you think negatively, does it? It just makes you feel like, you see, look, one of the reasons you think negatively is because the mind program is to protect you, is a safety mechanism. And its job is to look for trouble. In order to protect you, it looks for trouble. And it conjures up things to make you aware of a possibility of a problem, of a possibility of a negative circumstance. And all these are in the effort of to protect you, to alert you, to bring your attention to possibilities of some negative things that could happen. But it doesn't mean you should actually buy into it as if they're happening. It's just an alertness. And you just simply move on when you can see nothing like that is in the works, and disregard all that shit and focus on the positive stuff, because that gives you energy and gives you fuel to accomplish important tasks and deal with the stuff that is happening in your life, rather than wasting your energy entertaining the stuff that your mind conjures up, because that is its job, to look for trouble. And if there's none there, just conjures up, creates things so you can be alert, and then you're protected. It feels it's done its job. So just focus on positive things and disregard all these when you see they're not happening anyhow. So move on. Keep moving your thoughts toward positive things, happy things, good things, your plans, the things that was good, the things that will be good, things you want to accomplish, and focus on that and train your mind to take it easy and come more toward all these good possibilities that you can use your energy for. So, you might want to meditate at night. If you're active at nights, you can meditate to calm the ripples of your thoughts, your ripples of your mind, and you fall asleep without having all these emotions and running through your mind, and your mind is trying to alert you for the next day and thinks of all these negative stuff. Just meditate, learn how to calm your mind because mind is very active and sometimes is overactive. And so for it, you know, just like when we sometimes feel like going to the soccer field and run, biking or swimming, or go to the gym or do some fast things, tennis, and sometimes we feel like, no, we want to go by the ocean, I just want to sit and have a cup of tea. That's the time to unwind, and you teach yourself and learn what it is that you should do to unwind, because that's very important for you and you feel it. That's why you don't want to do tennis, you don't want to do soccer, you go and sit by the ocean and enjoy the calmness of the waves, and you meditate. And that meditation brings your mind to infinitely decreasing ripples, and you feel better, calmer. So you got to do something to teach your mind to, you know, to unwind and calm down. Otherwise, this job is to constantly rack up thoughts, and that happens sometimes at night times. So Tuta, Mehran, hello Tuta, long time see. I am in dilemma, he says. I work job with crazy good salary, okay, but it's hard as F, all right, 12 hours a day. Dilemma is, will I quit or will I work more 2 months or 1 or 3 max? Okay, well, you know, why would you, if you don't work, do you have another work? Do you have another job that is not 12 hours a day, that is more decent, like 8 hours a day, and you will enjoy it more? And how much the difference in the money is between the two? Is it something that's gonna make your life more difficult, or you'll be still okay because you will have enough money anyhow? And it depends on your goals, if you would want to work another month or 2 months or 3 months. First of all, if you are able to do what it is that you do, because I don't know what it is, you know, you gave me lots of information, but that information is all kind of closed in. The concept I understand, but I don't know what the details. What kind of job it is? Is it a dangerous job? If it's a dangerous job, it's a hard job, yeah, quit right now. But say, I can't say go on, because if something happens in the next, you say, oh, you told me to go on. No, I don't want you to. So I don't know what the job is, and I don't know how much money it pays you. I don't know how much the other job will pay you. I don't know if you have another job. You're going to leave this to nothing, or you're going to leave this to another job, a better job, less money, but better hours and happier lifestyle, and you know, so on and so forth. But usually you got to focus in your life for balance. Sometimes when we are very young, we are resilient, and we can take it, and we can work day and night, and we wouldn't mind. You know, when my son started his company and his business, and we could hardly see him because he was working day and night, and he was really focused on getting his business to the level that he was focused to get it. And no matter how many times we would say, you know, please sleep, rest, or enjoy a little bit, he says, I have my plans, and I will do that. That will come. And he, sure enough, endured and produced and brought his business to the level he wanted. And it's now, even though it still works hard, but it's a little bit more of ease of mind, at least. So you got to figure out what it is that you're after. Is that money so detrimental for you? Is that the goal you're after? Is it going to get you somewhere by continuing another 1 or 2 or 3 months? Or what is it that puts you in a mindset of working there, being there another 2 or 3 months? Or what is it that makes you not want to do it? If you have another job to go to, what are the benefits of that one? What lifestyle changes it makes? I don't know any of that. So I guess these are enough questions that I gave you for you to think about it, and I'm sure thinking about it will give you the answer that you're looking for by yourself on your own. And Don says, I hope you do come here. Would love the chance to meet you one day. Of course, I appreciate that. But you know, somebody has to arrange some kind of a setup for them, and then of course that would be great. Nothing better than being able to share it with a big group of people in person, and that's the whole point of it. I look forward to that. Emmanuel says, does your son speak Farsi? Yeah, he speaks Farsi, not the way I could, but as best, because his first language was German, and then Farsi, and then it became Farsi, and then German, and then English, but then it became English first, and German second, and Farsi third, and now it's somewhere in between, but English is first, and then but he speaks Farsi, understands Farsi, and sometimes when you don't want anybody to understand what we're saying, we switch to Farsi, but still limited vocabulary, because didn't study in Farsi, studied in English. His education is in English. Now, Happy Tree says, I'm having a hard time dealing with the disappointment of dating. Went out with a woman Friday night and it was great. Held hands without the date. Then kissed after walking her to her car. Alright? What was wrong with that? I'm having a hard time dealing with the disappointment of dating. So, what's the rest of this? Okay. She texted me the next day, but then never texted me back after my reply. What the fuck, Lord? Don't give it a chance. Enjoy it for what it was. Listen, what do you expect? A contract? You went on a date. It was a good date. You had outings, you enjoyed, you held hands, you kissed her, you took her to her car. Perfect date. What do you expect it to turn into something else? Because when you do that, then it goes to a whole different level. The desire brought you pleasure, fulfillment of the desire brought you pleasure. Now your thoughts, your memory has recorded that pleasure, and your memory says, I want that pleasure to continue, and asks your thinking to keep thinking about that pleasure that is recorded in your memory, to keep the pleasure continued. And that is what the problem is. You're not taking it for what it was. You want to continue it. That's where the challenges and anxieties and the fear and the expectations, all these other things happen. Just take it for it was. It was a nice date, lovely evening. She texted you, thank you, the next day, and you texted back. You don't expect, she doesn't think that you gotta text her, she gotta text you back. I don't know what your answer was to her text the next day. If you put a question to her and she didn't respond back, well, maybe she just wants to wait. Just wait it out. If you didn't put a question, you just simply said, you're welcome, it was also nice for me, then there's no need to respond. Maybe she's waiting for you to send a text, say, would you like for us to do this again? Simple. She says yes, great. She says no, perfect. You go on with the next one. At least you know where it's at. But if you already posed a question in that text and she didn't respond, then forget it. Don't respond. Go on. That's what it was. It was lovely. Enjoy it. Okay. Lemon says, give him, okay, I see. SKC beats, hip hop and rap instrumentals. Holy macaroni, it's a long screen name, isn't it? He or she, I can't know. Remember, guys, what was the protocol? Where you tuning in from, how old you are, and if you're a man or a woman, that is a necessity for me to know who I'm talking with, to deliver the answers appropriately to the culture, background, age, and rest of it. Says you mentioned a lot about for one to find themselves. How can one truly find themselves? A lot of people can get caught up in bad habits and lost on the journey of exploring new directions, paths. No. Learning yourself means to learn how you tick, how you function. What is your responses based on? What is the role of pleasure in your life? What is the role of pain in your life? What is the role of fear in your life? What is the role of desire, ego, thought, consciousness? How is it that you are what you are? Where is your center? What is your order? What is your mechanical process? What is material process in your brain happening? All these is what explains to you who you are, how you think, how you react, how you feel, why you feel and react the way you do. If you don't know that, then you're like a log on a river, taken away and around by the currents of the river. No saying on your own, no control of you. It just takes you anywhere, hits you on the bank, crushes you into garbage that is on the bank, and takes you away in the middle, puts you underneath the currents, brings you back out, and tumbles you the other. You have no saying. I want you to understand, by knowing about yourself the way I mentioned, you will not be that log anymore in the river. You will be a tree in the river with roots, which is staying there, stable. And the river current is going to hit the tree and has to separate around the tree and move around it. And the tree is the one who's going to get to choose what in this water that just hit it, it will choose to absorb as nutrients or take on, and the rest of it, let it go pass by him, because it's got roots and is standing, not a log being taken away, which is you and the society. If you have roots, by understanding the stuff that I said about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, your center, your order, your mechanical process, how it is that you feel and think and so on and react, then you know about your center. You know about who you are. What's the role of pleasure and fear and all that in my life? You know about yourself. When you know about yourself, then you know your center. When you know your center, that means the society is no longer the river and you are no longer the log. You are in command as much as possibly you could. Because what is society? Society is you. You made the society and now you say the society is affecting me. But you are the one who made it. I am the society. You are the society. So when you recognize all these, then you won't so easily be taken. As you say, lots of people can get caught in bad habits. And that's bad habits is what the log has been taken around by the river, banging it to the bank and here and there, do whatever he wants to do, because the log is a log. The society is taking you along with it. That's what is going to be happening. The bad habits and lost on the journey of the exploring new directions. That's why if you have roots, you won't be lost like the log it is on the river. That's what I'm talking about when I say get to know yourself. So you can all know, one way is to keep watching all these videos. The other way is to go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and pick up that book, Me, My Psyche and I, in print version, which is expensive, but it got to be shipped and they're heavy. Lots of money for shipping is cost there, but it's being done. Or you can pick up the ebook, which really has no economic agenda because it's like what, $5.99, and that really is not geared to help the channel that much. At least it helps both a little bit channel and helps you a lot, makes it easier for you to own a copy and have the ebook version of it, of the same book, just ebook version. So these are ways that you can get to know about yourself. Then you can negotiate life, day-to-day life, a little bit better by knowing what you're made out of. What is this machine, the mechanism of this machine that you are riding on, which is you, let's put together. What is that mechanism? How does it work? So, and Stefan says, my name is actually Farik. Stefan, I see. Half Indonesian, half German. Aha, okay. I actually do come up with a question Now, haha, oh, you do, okay. I spoke too soon. Any advice, Farik says, any advice on how to feel more comfortable when a girl, for instance, in a train looks at the guy or looks at you? Because if he looks at the guy, none of your business. Just move. Just move. Look at something else. You know, she's not looking at you, but you're talking about if a girl looks at you in a train. I have no problem to keep eye contact with a girl, with a person I know. I can actually stare them down, but that's not what you want to do with a girl. Why do you want to stare her down? It's not a fight. It's a compliment. It's a notice. It's an attention. She may not mean anything by it. You're just in her field of vision. Or she may just simply say, you know, kind of hello through the eyesight, through the eye contact. And he continues, says, however, when a girl who I don't know looks at me, I feel somehow uncomfortable. I believe that the girl then thinks I'm a creep. I think I gotta grow a pair. Yes, you do. On this one, haha. Well, you know, look, if you're not looking at the girl for too long, and it just glanced and she glanced back, it's natural. You don't have to do anything. It's just you saw someone and someone saw you. Because when you look at someone, that someone also notices you looking at her. It doesn't mean that she thinks you're a creep, or doesn't mean she's interested because she's looking at you. She's looking at you because she noticed you're looking at her. Or maybe she just happened to notice you. Still doesn't mean she's interested in you. It just means she's in a train, she's looking at things, and people look at things. And one of the things that she looked at was you. It doesn't mean she's meaning anything by it. And sometimes if she looks at you a few times and with a little bit of maybe pleasant facial expressions, then it could mean maybe you smile back and kind of, you know, do something like this. Maybe she'll respond. Then you know it's time for you to go and pleasantly and cordially say, hello, my name is Christopher. Is it? Is it? Stefan. Sorry. That's the wrong name, isn't it? So my name is Stefan. And then, what is your name? Don't just say my name is Stefan and die. Just say, my name is Stefan. What is your name? She'll give you, say, I'm going to, don't ask her where she's going. Say, I'm going as far as such and such. How far are you going? You know, something to talk about. Simple things. And she says, oh, I'm going that way. And says, you know, it's too early to sit down even though beside her is empty. Just keep standing. It's less intrusive. And just talk about, you know, what do you do? Are you commuting to work, or are you going home? And then she says, yeah, what about you? Then you know she's interested. And you ask her, what do you do? Where'd you go to school? Where you know, always lived in this town? You know, things that have no real private things, just cordial discussions. And they'll be fine. Yeah, and you got to grow a pair a little bit. Let's see. Eric says, like I said, no problem with keeping eye contact with people I know or talk to them. My problem is just to break the barrier. Yeah, we just talked about it. I think that will help you out. Ralph Mark says, the meditation will help with eye contact. I've been meditating daily for well over a year, and it's life-changing. Yes, and also meditate before you sleep, because then it brings the ripples of your mind down and helps you to sleep without too much nonsense thinking about. Okay, Hip Hop says, thank you for taking the time out to answer my question. You're welcome. You have a really great way of explaining how people function and work in understandable way. I will look into your books. Thanks again. You're quite welcome. And you still didn't tell me where you're tuning in from and how old you are, which is our protocol. Dawn says, I need to go to bed now. Okay. I love this live chat, Mehran. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Night night, everybody, and take care. Night night, dear. Have a nice evening. Maria Arva, you have not been around for a while. Maria says 22, Colombia. Oh my God, I don't know if you remember me. Yes, I do. But I broke up with a boy a few times ago, and now I realize we only really kissed like every 2 months. Okay. All right. So you haven't missed much then. Maria says, and I talked to him about it because it upset me and made me feel sad that he did not do it more. It is weird, right? I didn't do more than kissing because of my religion and beliefs. Well, then why do you blame him? Obviously he felt the vibe that you want to do too much of it. So that's all right. Why should you feel so upset? Be okay with it. Anyhow, whatever it was, don't focus on the past. Focus what you're going to be in another maybe possibility in the future, and you regulate that relationship a little bit differently as you wish it to be. Bertos says, hey, I have been for 4 years with a fantastic girl, which was lovely until she met her new friends. We've broken up because of them. Okay. Anyways, for 1 year I was doing my best to get us back. After all, she said that our relationship was toxic and she's happy with someone else. Oh, forget her. That makes me feel really sad because in my opinion we were the best couple I have ever seen. Maybe I'm toxic. How can I figure it out? First of all, whatever it was, it's no longer there. Don't worry about it. You don't have to busy your mind about it. Oh, why? What happened? No, well, it didn't work. You thought it was good. She didn't think, or she thought it was good at the beginning. At one point, this is what some girls do. When things don't work out, suddenly they say you were toxic. Why? Because they want to convince themselves that it's no longer good to be with you. Or they want to kind of make you feel like they're better than you. They kind of make themselves feel like, oh, and you know, I shouldn't have been with him. It's their own mental thing that they're doing. It has nothing to do with you, and it doesn't mean that the relationship wasn't good, because if it wasn't good, they would have left much sooner. So obviously it was good to a point, and then they decided that there are other things they want to do in life, and so for that reason, they started thinking that you're not good enough for them. Not that you were good, but they have changed and they want some other things, and just deal with it that way. Instead, they wanted to blame somebody for what they're doing. So they don't want to take responsibility for what they're doing. They want you to be responsible for the fact that they want to break up. Some people are like that. That's okay. It shouldn't bother you. You should understand that, listen, you shouldn't have tried for 1 year to get her back anyhow. If she's got some friends that is interfering or somehow cause her not to want to be in that relationship anymore, well, that tells you who she is. Because if that was not because of these friends, it would have been because of some other friends some other time in your lives. Let's say you guys got married and then some other friends show up, then she wants to divorce. If that's a person that's going to be swayed away this way and that way because of friends or what they want to do, and she's got no guts and no center for herself, that she's following the other people's wishes and what their lifestyle and preferences are, that means she's not a person that you want to be with anyhow. She doesn't have enough intuition, enough confidence in herself to respect her own choices, which is you and the relationship with you. So she's going to be shallow, wishy-washy here and there. You don't want to be with that person anyhow. So go count your blessings and celebrate and be happy that you have an opportunity to find somebody better. And if you find something that is not something you can modify in yourself, focus on that, figure that and modify, so the next person would not even make that kind of a derogatory comment that you're toxic. Obviously she said that just to make you feel like it was your fault, but the hell with it. the next one and make sure that you will be compatible in that relationship with that next one as best as you can, and then nobody can even say, then you will be more clear for you when they say such things, you know it's bullshit, if that is bullshit. So just, and if you think you were a bit toxic, well, then don't be, just fix that up. Rudy Cedillo. Maria says, and how do I deal with an ex I will be seeing every day at college? We study the same career. Thank you. Well, no worries. Just look at the video that I have. Says, I see my ex and I are in the same classroom, or my ex and I work in the same office. And that will give you some ideas that you focus on what you're there to do, not focus on what that guy is there to do. Focus on your life. Focus why you're doing what you're doing. Focus on why you're in that class, why you want to gain from it, what you're doing studying, what are your plans for your future, what's the effect of it on your future. And when you focus on the benefits of what it is that you should be focused on, then you will see what the most important thing and priority for your focus is. And then you should focus on that, not on him, what he does. Who cares? It's your life. You got to be responsible for it. So focus on building your life. That's all. And Rudy Cedillo says, hi Mehran, why do you think women test men, male friends? One of my friends kept testing me and I found it confusing. Do women test their male friends, or is it just for romantic interest? No, I think they're not confident about themselves and they just constantly want to get affirmation, so keep testing. I don't know what kind of test it is. Depends on what it is. And whatever it is, just be you, be cordial, be confident, be fair, be unselfish, be caring, be a good human being, and the rest of it doesn't matter. If they want to test you, you don't give a shit. Just do your own things. And Alex says, hello, nice to see you, nice to see you. Maria says, hi, I'm sorry you didn't answer my last question. I did now, didn't I? First one. Yeah, we talked about the kiss thing, and we talked about the how to deal with the ex if you see him every day in college, right? The first one. I did, didn't I? Just tell me if I did so I don't look for it. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I did. So now let's see. Ross Priestley says, hi Mehran, hello, male 30 from UK. Thank you for observing the protocol. I appreciate that. How do you stop obsessive thoughts about the ex? I have a video called How to Stop Negative Thoughts. Just go on my channel and key in negative thoughts, and I think it will come, because I'm in the last bits of talk. I think it's time for me to take a break. If I want to get into that, it'll be a kind of, I don't think I'll do a great job as I have done in the video. So go on the video and type in how to stop negative thoughts, and perhaps that would be something to start. And the next time, if you want to bring that up again, I'll be more than happy to, if you haven't gotten help from those videos, because there are a few videos that you can focus on, because it's an elaborate topic. If I want to talk about it now, it'll be a good 15 minutes discussion. So let me refer you to that videos. Let me see if I can find it for you if you want. Let me see if I can find it for you. One moment. moving. All right. Excuse me, one moment, is now coming up to, it's kind of slow, this connection right now. All right, so it says how to stop negative thoughts. Is ego always negative? She has a negative image to handle negative thoughts. There it is. All right, yeah, that's the one you want. All right. I'm going to put the link for you there. There it is. There's a link for you. And if you just go and click on negative thoughts, you will have a bunch of videos that I just picked up the first one that I noticed that is, you know, relevant to what you asked. But you can also see what else is there. That is basically about negative thoughts. But I know you may be asking about negative thoughts about the ex, and that next time ask me, because that may mean you are imagining her with other guys or whatever it is, that you got to elaborate a little bit more on what kind of negative thoughts about her. It's not just about negative thoughts, it's about negative thoughts about the ex. So I want to know what those negative thoughts are, then I can you know, recognize the actual depth of the question and then respond to it in that way. Ross says, is meeting other women the best remedy to forget her? It's not about meeting other women, it's about clearing it in your head to understand why you don't want to be with her. Right now you're focusing on why you should be with her. Why did she not want to be with me? But you're not focusing on why you should be with her. And that's what you should focus on. Because then when you think it that way, then you are the one in control, and you will see reasons and merits why you actually don't want her. But right now you're running on pleasure, and you just want someone that used to bring you pleasure. And the fact that you really want the pleasure, but you think it's her that you want. It's not her that you want. It's the pleasure that you were getting through the relationship is what you want. And that can be achieved from other relationships as well. So that's something you want to focus on as well. Ross. If so, where do you believe that's the best place? Okay, yeah. It's not a store to say where's the best place to meet quality woman. Quality is different for different people. So what you may quality, somebody may not like, or what somebody else really likes, you may say, what the hell is that? It's the same as food. Some food some people like, you say, oh, that's poisonous. And something that you like, they may say, oh, that's too vegetarian. Or there's something in between, maybe there's something that could, but still wouldn't work for everybody. Everybody has different tastes. Now Maria says, okay, Maria, yes, got it, okay. Alex says, 1.5 years after breakup, I noticed that I am still thinking about ex almost every 5 minutes. Well, that's okay. It's not okay. I'm just joking. What the fuck you're thinking every 5 minutes about? Why? Because for a year and a half, I tell you why. Because for a year and a half, every 5 minutes you've been thinking of her, so you condition yourself to think of her. And naturally, that's your program now. Even when I'm busy, I think about her. No, because you think it's a sin if you don't think about her. That sex, probably, I don't know, you had sex with her. And if you don't, and still you think about her, maybe that's because you didn't have sex with her. But either way, that whole intimacy and the feeling is so pleasurable for you and you're so focusing on wanting that pleasure that you've been obsessed with it. Again, Alex, you're supposed to let me know how old you are, where you're tuning in from. If I don't know this, I can't produce the right answer for you, because it has a lot to do with your age, with where you're tuning in from, your background. It helps me. So put that in before I come back to you. Otherwise, I'm wasting your time by giving you answers that I don't have the right questions for it. No, no, there's no reason for you to think about it the rest of your life. What the fuck for? Who the fuck is she? What? If the woman that you were with is no longer wants to be with you, she's disqualified. You're running after what? Getting pleasure from someone that you, what? She doesn't want to give you the pleasure? Why should you want? Is that pleasure anomaly? Nobody else can give you that pleasure? There's no other woman prettier than her, better than her, nicer than her, lovelier than her. No other woman that can produce that kind of intimacy, that kind of feeling and emotion, and bring you into that level of emotional satisfaction. Of course there's millions, if not billions, are out there. You're just focusing on this one because that's a default. You as a young man, probably you're very young, focusing on sex every 5, 10, 20 seconds. And by default, when you think about sex and intimacy, by default you will remember the most recent girlfriend that you had feelings for. And then naturally you think, oh, that's the one that you really want. No, you want the intimacy, but that's the one that by default comes to your mind. And you keep thinking about it and you're convinced that she's the only one. She's not the only one. Intimacy is what you're looking for, but she was the most recent one that comes to your mind, and you've conditioned yourself to think, oh, because she comes to my mind, then she must be the right one. No, she's not. What comes to your mind is actually, she comes to your mind because you want intimacy, you want pleasure. That's why it comes to your mind. She doesn't come to your mind. If she was not suitable to you and you didn't have that whatever feeling that you are pursuing with her, she wouldn't come to your mind. She comes to your mind because pleasure comes to your mind. And then when the pleasure comes to your mind, the need for that, then you naturally remember by default the most recent woman that you had pleasure with. And then you think, it's her that you want. It's not her, it's the pleasure. Go and get confidence and find other wonderful female friends and get friends with them and see you guys have a mutual interest in each other and become a boyfriend girlfriend, and then you will see, holy shit, there's a lot better stuff that you used to be hung up for. Now Ross says, thank you, Mehran, you're welcome. Bartos says, male 22, because of my last relationship, have lost a lot of opportunities, university jobs. So shame on you. That's what I don't really tolerate. I really don't like it when you guys fuck up your lives for intimacy, for a girlfriend. And the girlfriend who's actually with somebody else, in bed with somebody else, and you don't have enough balls to protect your future and the opportunities that you have, and you sacrifice all that for pleasure. It's not her that you want, it's pleasure, and you can get that pleasure from somebody else. But give priority to what has priority, and that priority is your schooling, your education, your focus on building your life and for the future, because there better women are waiting for you. But if you fuck up now and you can't provide, you can't have a good education, good job, and have a place that you want to have in the society and provide the way that you want to provide, those girls will not be paying attention to you, because after all, they expect their man to be able to have made something out of himself. So focus on that, because the better opportunities, better candidates are waiting for you. But if you fuck up here, you won't be able to even see that coming. I did everything for X because she has seemed to be a love of the life. No, fuck that. What the love of life? She's only the love of your life if she's sticking around, and not just because. Well, stop that. You must be very young. Yeah, 22. You have no business even thinking that she's the love of your life. She was one experience when you really didn't have much experience before. and you just happen to have this, and sex in that age, in every age, including that age, is like ultimate pleasure, and therefore you think, oh, it's her that is the ultimate person, anomaly, a best woman. No, it's not. A lot better ones. You make yourself better, then you will see the opportunities of better women approaching you, giving you a chance, because they're looking for better men than what you are right now. Because what you are right now got you this girl who left to some other Joe Blow, right? So, which means you really didn't make much out of yourself. It's 22-year-old. You're on your way to make something out of yourself. But if you keep losing these opportunities of university job and all that, what the fuck you're doing? Do you think girls will pay attention to you when you don't have a job? When you fucked up your university and education for some girl? They're going to say he's a pussy. He doesn't have enough balls to make something out of himself. Just a girl deserting him or a girl breaking up with him, he's all falling apart. That's not a man that she wants to lean on. Go build yourself, then I'll see and I'll tell you what kind of woman you're going to be surprised to have in your life. On that note, go to it. Fix up the stuff that you fucked up. Your education and job, I mean. Now when we are broken up, I feel that relationships are really bad for me. No. And they're only hurt me. No, be a man. Don't worry about it. Be rejected. That's okay. You're a man. We're tough. We're made for that. You know, you got to get lots of rejections before you make a sale, if you're a salesman. And every rejection that you get, it's one step closer to the acceptance. So every girl that tells you no, or you have a relationship with them and it breaks up, you're one step closer to the right relationship. So take that as a sign of, good, I'm now one closer. She broke up with me too. So fuck that one. I go on, find my dream girl. And it's out there. It's out there. So, be realistic. That's life. That's the story of life. That's experiences. Feel bad about such thinking, but I really don't think that it's opposite. I can't be good for any girl now and can't get involved like last time. Well, you just think that way because you haven't seen what wonderful opportunities and wonderful girls are out there. First thing you got to do, focus on building your life. Make something out of yourself. And once you do that, you become confident. Once you become confident, that exudes out. And when that confidence is out there, you will attract girls that are really of good quality because they like confidence. You can't have confidence unless you have accomplished something. Go and accomplish something. Stop this nonsense. This is just the way life is. You will be in a relationship, you fall in love, and you break up, and then she goes away, or you go. These things are okay, part of life. Don't think it's like, oh, something wrong with you. No, that's how it is for everybody. Don't worry about it. Enjoy it, and keep going. Keep rowing. You will find the oasis and the island you're looking for. But make sure you have enough equipment in that boat, which means your education. Make something out of yourself. Your job. Don't fuck up on those. Girls come and go, but the education and the job and all that is something that you got to take good care of it. Otherwise, you'll lose the opportunities and the chances, and then even better girls won't look at you because you haven't made anything out of yourself. How could you be so good for them? That's how they look at it. Now, Alex says, but I can't stop this thought. Yes, you can. You cannot if you say you cannot, but you can if you say you can. And see the importance of it. And the most important thing in your life is not her, is you, the me. That's the most important thing. You want her for you, for the me. So the me is the most important thing, not her. If that's the case, then go after building and accomplishing the me. The education, the job comes first. To put your center together, and that will get you whatever it is that you're hoping to get. You don't have to fight with your mind. Just reason with your mind. Make yourself understand that you're just neglecting the most important thing in your life, which is you, the me, your center. And you think it's her. It's not her. It's the pleasure. And the fact that you want her is because you love yourself. and you are the most important thing in life. And if that's the case, then pay attention to it. And the attention to it means fix your education and your job. These things that you like about her are out there, and they'll come to you in more ways than one. It's not her that you want. You're the most important thing. Focus on that. She's important because you want it. You made her important because you want it. So you're the most important thing. So take care of yourself and what makes you more accomplished and better person. That's your education and your job for now. Go for it. Don't be a chicken shit. Go. You can do it. Rudy says, thank you for answering. You're welcome. Bartos says, thanks, future me would be so grateful for the words. Good, good. Glad to hear that. Rudy says, life doesn't give a shit about your problems. Haha, I remember that from you. Yes, that's right, Rudy. Go on. Go on, build your life. Trasero or Trazer, or whatever that is pronounced. You guys forgot to give me the protocols. What happened? Why do I have to say it constantly? Where are you tuning from? How old you are, if you're a man or a woman. So I can't get it from your screen names or pictures, which I can't see a picture. And it says, I don't want to get carried away from myself, my own strengths and goals by investing in a relationship. My girlfriend of 5 years broke up recently because she suddenly couldn't imagine future together. Okay, big deal. Move on. Student male, 25. You have no business to want anyone so stable in your life right now to have a future relationship. You're just 25-year-old. Another 5 year passes. You're 30 years old. You've seen a few relationships, and you've built your jobs and yourself and confidence in you. Then you will begin to know what it is that you are and what it is that you expect, your standards, what you want in the girlfriend that you're looking for. And then it's about time to possibly look at them more seriously. 5 years, a girlfriend of 5 years. You know, you were 20 years old. You had this girl. At 20, you don't know who you are, let alone knowing what you're looking for. So it just so happened that sexually or somehow for experience, you guys got together. Okay, fuck it. Good. Now it's gone. It should have been gone earlier. 5 years were too long anyhow. At that age, you should maybe 1 or 2 years, 1 year relation, 2 years. That's it. Next. You got to learn things to become good at it. You can't learn that just playing one game at a time, but not just one game. So, next. I know that what I said, but she left like she had to have the perfect blueprint for the next year. Okay, let it be. Don't worry about it. Male 22, Poland. Okay, I'm just worried that because of that breakup and experience, I will be a robot who thinks only about money and achieving success. Don't worry. You will not. I see that first makes me weak now. No. You're conjuring up things that hasn't happened. Then you're going into your mind. You're reaching out to that conclusion that you came about with, which just hasn't happened. And now you're coming back here trying to solve something that hasn't happened yet. What kind of fucking day you're making out of it for yourself? Leave it. Just focus at age 22. You're nowhere near who you are. Focus on the things that you should be focusing now. Your education, your job. Build that, get some money, and you will meet some girls and just see who they are, what they are. Don't make big plans until you're about 28, 29 years old. Then you begin to look at them differently. And by that time, you've made some money, you've had some background of experience and some provisions, some money and stuff like that. So you're kind of in a better position to consider a better candidates for a longer lasting relationships. Bartos says, is that truth? Should I be a robot who doesn't care about heart? And no, of course not. What the fuck are you talking about? I feel the same. No. Okay. Stop pushing yourself to be an assholes. Just recognize your job and your age to do is to take care of your education and your job and build a life and then be cordial and nice. Be yourself. Don't change yourself because somebody broke up with you. Be still a good person. Be loving, be unselfish, and if that person does not reciprocate with your kindness and your character, that means that person is not qualified. It's not that because you're nice and somebody is not, then something wrong with you. No, that means that person is not qualified despite the fact that you've been a very good person. And then you continue until some real qualified woman shows up into your door, into your life, and then you will take care of her and she will take care of you as long as it lasts. And when it didn't, then you go on with another, build another, and build another ship, and build another ship. This ocean must be traveled. I don't care how many ships you have to change, but work hard, do your best to maintain that ship. If still, despite of that, didn't work, build another ship. The journey continues. Life goes on. And after this breakup of 5 years, I didn't shed a single tear. Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't shed a tear anyhow. What, 22 years old, 25-year-old now? What tear? Got the whole life ahead of you. Rudy says, male 31, how do build the confidence in yourself again and believe in yourself again? And believe in yourself by knowing who you are. As I said, go on my site. Me, My Psyche, and I is the book that you want to have. The ebooks on my site, mind@6truth.com, is dirt cheap, like a cup of coffee or tea. Get it, read it whenever you feel like it. It's not a story, so you can choose any chapter from anywhere in the book, whenever, whatever mood you're in, and enjoy it. Get to know about yourself. When you know about yourself, you know how this machine is put together, then you understand how other people's machine, how other people are put together, because it's all the same. Humanity works in the same way. The psyche works in the same way. But you know the principles, you know the mechanism of it, so you can know how the others are put together. And then by that, you will gain enough confidence. And then addition to that is your job, your education, and what you're building in your life. Then you will have a full package of having reasons to be confident about yourself because of all that. And then you can see things more clear because you have the knowledge about why you're feeling the way you're doing, why things are bouncing off of you and make you feel and react the way you do. You know all that understanding, that knowledge, and you know why the others are doing the same thing. And plus what you've accomplished out of yourself, your education, your job, and what you're building, what you're making. And so all that will make you a confident person, which that is transferred and other girls will see, and then you will have a better chance to get to know someone more suitable to your liking. Tara says, just didn't feel appropriate compared to the other shit. I cried often during fights, but not since it ended. I don't get what that is, but I think you can rely on other stuff that I mentioned. Bartos says, male 22, do you think that now I should enjoy time on playing with other girls without thinking that it would be a longer relationship? I noticed that it makes my confidence. Of course, of course. Every girl that you meet, you think, oh, I'm going to marry her and have children, and then all of that you start thinking, oh, is she qualified? Oh, she did do this, so she's not. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Oh, because you're thinking about a role that you give yourself or her in a big theater that is not supposed to be on theater right now on the scene. It's not talking about long-term marriage and children and family and all that. But at that age, that's what you think. Any girl you see, oh, that's my future wife. No. You don't have to mean to them. You don't have to abuse or use someone. You have to lie anybody. No. Be a nice, good gentleman. But at the same time, you don't have to take every girlfriend that you have or every opportunity to know a girl as if she's going to be your wife and then start going nuts with it and then be afraid of it or whatever else and compare. No. Just focus on what you should focus at this age, which is building your life, education, job, and all that. Get to know yourself, which starts, again, I'm saying it, yes, I'm plugging the book, but I have a reason for that. Go on my site, mind@sixtruth.com, pick up the book, Me, My Psyche and I, and read it when you want, and get to know by yourself, and build yourself up by this knowledge about who you are, how you're put together. And then also your job, your education, and build your life and get to know girls and have fun with them and be good to them and be a good friend with them, or maybe in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend. But don't think about it, because you don't know what it is until you're 28, 29 years old. Then you will start qualifying them for a bigger role in your theater, the scenario that you have written to produce that play, which is your wife or your long-term relationship, girlfriend. Not now, not now. Just right now, don't abuse or use or be untrue to girlfriends that you may have, but don't think of it as, oh, this is the last one or the best one. No. And oh, you guys are talking to each other, I think. So engage in some sports and hobbies, and you might find something. Okay, yeah, good. But okay, you guys are talking to each other, so I shouldn't be really getting in there. Rudy says, good stuff, thank you, you're the best. Rudy says, thank you very much. Rudy, I appreciate that. Thanks for your live Q&A, Mehran. Have a great day. Thank you, Limon. Okay, you guys are talking to each other again. Hi, Mehran. Tunan 199. I remember that screen name. Says, oh, Carmen. Yes, okay. Hi, Mehran. Carmen here. I just wanted to say I had an awesome date with a guy yesterday. Wine, lake, good talks, lots of laugh, and mosquitoes. There will be a second date soon. Woohoo! Okay, great. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Enjoy. I deal with that. Do I just disengage with those friends? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I guess you're talking with somebody else. Rudy Silam said, last question. How do you build a tougher mindset? By knowing about, you don't have to be thinking about tough or soft. Just knowledge. Get to know about yourself. Then you know how that, what do you do? How to be a tougher driver? No. How to know the equipment and the engine of your car, how it responds, the steering wheel, the brakes, the gears, the gearbox, everything else, the tires, how it sticks, how it performs, its aerodynamics. By knowing about the mechanism, the engineering, the design of your car, you become a better driver. Not because you're tougher or not tougher, holding the steering harder or not. No. Knowledge. Knowledge about you, who you are, how you're put together. What is the role of consciousness? Your thoughts. What's in your consciousness? How is it put together? You know, the field of the known, the knowledge, the information, the memories are in there. The relationship with your thoughts today, your actions today, your fears, desire, and ego, how they play in this whole theater. How is it? What their role is in the way you feel, act, and react. Knowing all that helps you out in what you're asking. I'm a sensitive guy and want to build a tougher core. Well, you know, build a tougher core, it just means you got to know about yourself so you'll not be in the dark when something happens. Oh, there was something wrong with me maybe. Oh, I didn't go exactly as I was. You see, look, you guys are so sensitive because you think life is walking on solid ground. When you change that perception, that I'm walking on solid concrete and solid ground, therefore you expect every step to be solid and nothing goes through and nothing falls apart, and it's stable surface that you're negotiating your play, your game, your life, your walking, your interactions in life. That's how you think life is. Instead, change that and think that life, what you're walking on, what you're negotiating your life, what you're taking your walk on, is an ocean. You're on a boat on an ocean. It wobbles, goes up and down, moves, and you have to keep your balance all the time. You don't expect it to be exactly solid as you put your foot down and the other foot comes up and you don't lose your balance. Because if you think you're on solid ground, you expect every step you take, it will be all balanced and you will land the other foot and everything will be good. And you expect everything to go as you expected. What you expect it to be, it will be. But if you think life is walking on a boat on an ocean, and the ocean is up and down, or just think that it's an ocean. Ocean is got ups and downs and tsunamis and waves, and you have to keep your balance, you have to swim, and you can't expect it to be all exactly as you expected, to land exactly as you expected, things to go exactly as you expected. You have to expect the unexpected. This is what the life is. This is what the relative world is all about. It is not an absolute universe, and what you're living and what you're walking and negotiating this path of journey is not absolute either. If you think that way, then everything that comes along in life, you don't think, oh, I'm insensitive because I expected it to be this way, but it turned out to be this way. But if you think that it's not a stable ground, it can act any different funny way, that as if you're in the ocean or in a boat, then you will not be so surprised and you will not be living in such a sensitive mode as you expect things not to be so solid under your feet. And things could change. Perhaps that will give you a different perception and expectations of your daily life. Rudy. I appreciate the help, Mehran. You're welcome. Bartos says, so when I would meet a girl now who is amazing, for example, I would fall in love in her. Should I keep my mind cold and focus on university and job? You don't have to feel cold or keep your mind cold. Understand everything has its own place, everything has its number. The number is not 10 out of 10, because your university education and your job has a big number in providing a good life for you. She has a different number. She can't be the whole thing. She can't replace everything else that is actually contributing to a quality of life that you have created for yourself. So she has her place, but she can't take all the place of everything else. She can't consume everything else in your life. You must focus on your job, you must focus on university, and also allocate some time to that relationship. But you fall in love with her? What do you fall in love with her for? What? How do you know her to fall in love with her? You fall in lust with her. That's what it is at that age when you're in university. Well, how much do you know of her to fall in love with her? She has to be with you for a while. You guys have to see each other, how you function in society and in light of challenges in life, and how you react and help each other and team up and contribute. Then you see, you know her and you see how she is, and then you fall in love with all those things. But you can't just fall in love with someone. It's lust that you have for her, not love, and that lust has a place, but it can't take the place of everything else. So give it its appropriate place, but it cannot take you away from your duties and responsibilities for your education, university, job, and all that so forth. Yeah. No reason to try to see, oh, now this girl is the one that gives me the elevation, so I should leave everything and just see what she wants. No, that's exactly why she leaves you, because they don't want somebody who's a pussycat and waiting for them to say what they want. They want somebody who's balanced and they can lean on, and that person is responsible enough and knows better than sacrifice everything for her. And that shows some backbone and some toughness and some clear vision of where you are going and how you can get there, and she can see that. So that's one reason that you won't want to be like that. I forgot the train of thought, but that doesn't matter. Let's move on. No, Danan, don't. That's not right. In my opinion, you say, in my opinion, always choose love. No, not at the wrong place. Your time in university time, at the age 22 to 28, is to build your life, achieve, accomplish yourself, learn, educate yourself, get your job, get your career going, because that is what brings you stability and confidence. Falling in love is not love, that's lust at that age. And that girl, for exact reason that you didn't pay attention to the stuff that I mentioned, is going to leave you regardless of how much you love her. Because you love her doesn't mean it gives her enough reason to love you. Her reasons to love you is not the same reason that you love her. You love her because you lust for her. That's your program. She's beautiful, she turns you on, and you like the idea of having a girlfriend, and that's what you love her. But her reasons to love you is not because you love her. It's because what you can do for her. The kind of person you are, responsible, and takes care of her job, has a bit of money, and takes care of his education, and is focused on accomplishing herself, and so she can rely on, she can feel like her boyfriend is somebody that is actually trying to build and make something out of himself. So don't, at this age, think that love is more important than your education or your job. They come and go because that's not in your control. What if you give her all that love at that age and you fuck up your education and your job, and then she sees some other guy or some other opportunity because she's looking for something that she gives her enough reason to love, and she says, well, over there is better, so I'm going to go love that one. And she leaves you. So what are you left with? Yeah? What are you holding on? You know what you're holding on. You're holding on to that. That's it. She's gone. And you don't have the university, and you don't have the job, and you fucked up everything. Right? So make sure you take care of your job, take care of your education, build yourself, accomplish yourself, so you have something to offer. And then that would be enough reason for her, if you're also a nice person, to like you and want to be with you and stay with you. Otherwise, your reason for loving her is not going to be enough reason for her to love you. Understand that. Always felt like I was super tough, and okay, forget that. Okay, we did that. We did all that. All right. Alex says, can you explain me why after 1.5 years it still hurts me when I see my ex with someone else? Why it is so uncomfortable that my little girl is having sex with someone else? How to stop that? That's exactly why. Because you're a fucking pussy. You know, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it because I care about you. You're still calling her my little girl. It reminds me of this movie with Al Pacino. Here, lead my little life. You have conditioned yourself for 1.5 years to be in lust with her, and to keep conditioning yourself that, oh, she's going out with somebody else, she's opening her legs for somebody else. You have made that whole intimacy, sex, that climax, that experience of sexual intimacy to be the ultimate purpose of your life. You have made pleasure to be the purpose of your life. And that's exactly what you've made out of her. Condition yourself to think she's the ultimate purpose of your life because she was giving you that, and you still call her my little girl. Why? She's not your little girl. She's fucking somebody else. You gotta face with that. Understand that you're better than that. You gotta have a girlfriend who wants to be with you. When a girl was in a relationship with you and you guys tried, it didn't work, or for whatever reason you guys separated, or she left you, or you left her, or she left you, in this case, that's the end of it. You still want to keep falling in love with your memory? You think it's a sin to forget her? That's why you can't forget her, because you think forgetting her, which is you were the reason to make her who she is in your mind, you created this goddess out of her in your mind for the reason of intimacy, sex, and pleasure, whatever you liked about her. But it was your brainchild. It was your brain who gave her all these thoughts and these credentials. You made a big deal out of her in your mind. So she's a creation of you, your mind. So now you think if you don't like her anymore, you're actually dissing your own thoughts. And you who want to not like and betray his own creation. You are thinking if you don't like her or if you move on from her, you're betraying your own thoughts, because your thoughts are the one who chose her to be that amazing thing, which is not. Because if she was amazing thing, she wouldn't be fucking somebody else right now for you. She's amazing for somebody else right now until she leaves her or he leaves, whatever. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if she was that good that you try to make her seem she is in your mind, she would be still with you. The fact that she's not, that disqualifies her. You should stop thinking of her as if she deserves to be in your mind. If you're clear on that, then you will be fine. If you're not clear on that, then you're thinking you can't betray your own thoughts because you made her to be what she is in your thoughts. She is not. Because what she's doing, the fact she left you, she's with somebody else, why would that qualify her to be somebody special in your mind? Why? The fact because you made her a certain image of her in your mind and you don't let go of that image. You still have the image you had of her when you guys met and you were together, and instead you're not noticing who she is and what her actuality is today, and you're seeing her with the eye of the past. Every time you think of her, you think of the imagery and the image you had of her when you guys were lovey-doveys, and you can't see her who she is, what she is right now to you. You only see her when you look at her, you perceive her according to what experiences you have of her in your mind. That's why it doesn't let you see the actuality of her, to see who she is, and she doesn't qualify for you to like her. That's how it works. Alexander says, oh my God, Mehran, thanks for making my night better. Okay, you're quite welcome. Okay, now, listen guys, I think you guys should have had enough response to your pains and problems, and you should now take my advice to re-listen to this live talk, the portions that I answered your questions. I'm talking about Alex and Fraser, I guess. And I want you guys to go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and pick up that Me, My Psyche and I book, Me, My Psyche and I, as an ebook, and have it on your library and refer to it, get to know about yourself, gain confidence, and move on from this shithole that you have created in your mind and doesn't let you move on from your own creation, thinking it is a sin if you don't like what you had made out to be a goddess in your mind. Alex says, so for example, when I say her name tomorrow morning, what should I do? Think that it's over? Yes! What do you need to see until she's fucking right in front of you to see it's over? She broke up with you. She's with somebody else. Yes, it's over. And try to see her as she is today. Not when you see her how she was with you a year and a half ago. Come on. Understand what I'm saying? Emmanuel says, every time my ex broke up with me, which were many, she always cried as if I was very hard for her. How can I not feel sorry for her? Was it genuine crying? Whatever it was or not, you don't think about the past. She's not crying right now. She's over it and she's gone and doing her own thing, and you're doing your own thing. Focus on this. No guilt. As long as you didn't hit her physically or abuse her mentally, then whatever the fuck it is that you think you're guilty of, just move on. If you haven't hurt her physically or have not been abusive mentally, you've been cordial, kind, nice, and just who you were, then it didn't work, it didn't work. Move on. No guilt. Okay, guys, I think we have answered all the questions here, and it's time for me to say have a nice day. I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share these things with you. Don't forget to share the videos that you like on your social media and help the channel to be more popular. And if you have connections with any kind of a radio station, news, television station who want to do an interview or paper, I'm more than happy to do that. And so we'll get on the map on that note. Again, thank you very much to spend your time with me. I look forward to talking to you again. And until then, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.